started with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no, I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it. I fit the description, I'm the definition. I'm what they prescribe like she seen a physician. She wanna ride cause she seen how we getting it. Big old booty, she my passenger princess. She like to argue, she don't like to listen. She bougie and toxic, she fine and she picky. Pretty and sadistic, she get recognition. Matching nails and toes, man, she always French tip 'em. Parking lot pimping when we in the city. Don't ask her about twine, she twerk on the engine. She eat the dick in the car cause it's tinted. She pay me attention like she get commission. Pimpin' CEO, so I give her the business. She ride on the dick like she doing some fitness. She make the dick disappear like she magician. She like to swallow, man, she love when I finish. Having motion, man, you know I got plenty. Bitches choosing cause they know that I'm winning. Seen some thousands, now I'm after some millions. So all my houses come with chandelier ceilings. Pillow talking, man, that shit just ain't in me. Keep it pimpin', I can't do no pretending. Jealous hearted, man, you know I ain't with it. Cuffin' hoes, I can't do no commit. No, we started with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no, I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it.
What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap that screen, shut a live out, chat. Y'all locked? Are y'all locked, chat? Y'all know what time it is. We in intro mode, baby. I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spend a night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean. Temporary feelings mixed with temporary pleasures. All these temporary moments and these temporary treasures. Temporary circumstances to temporary measures. Temporary friends and even temporary schedules. Temporary smiles and temporary goals. Temporary women sliding on temporary poles. Temporary comments and temporary trolls. I just pray that God bless me. Ain't no temporary souls. I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spend a night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. Let me get the camera and shit together, man. Chat, I need everybody to drop them plugs in the comments. I need everybody to drop them locks in the comments. Are we locked or what, chat? Double tap the screen. Hold on, where is the there you go. There you go. Don't even worry about it, chat. Y'all know what time it is.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
There we go.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Oh, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, chat? We got panic pressure in politics. Trump under fire. Iran strikes on U.S. vessels. And we got Kash Patel in trouble. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap the screen, shut a live out. We got an action-packed episode, but we got to get to 100 likes. So everyone double tap that screen on your way in so we can hit the algorithm. Let's get to 100 likes right off the bat, man. I hope everybody's having a great night. What do we got, man? We're going to talk about the hantavirus, man. We're going to talk about the hantavirus. This lady broke down a timeline above me. Also, the X-Files were talking about it, and we have more to cover. I believe like 4 or 5 people are in the United States, maybe, that has came in contact with it. Also, in other news, we have many Gen Z on social media are saying they're excited for another lockdown if it happens due to hantavirus. According to them, they want to experience the COVID era vibes again, chat. So are y'all ready for COVID era vibes, chat? Is that what y'all want to happen? Vibe out, stay in the house. They says, what he say? They say it's safer at home. I pray I make it back home. Y'all ready for that again, chat? What? All right, in other news, Iran's RGC says it launched intense missiles attacks against U.S. Navy ships following ceasefire violations by the Americans. Whirlpool CFO says the appliance demand has not been this low since the great financial crisis. No one's buying refrigerators. No one's buying washing machines, dryers, or stoves. Man, the appliance market is toast, chat. South Korea officially surpassed Canada as the world's 7th largest stock market on today. About the hantavirus. At least 6 Americans from the hantavirus-infected MV Honda's cruise ship have returned home to 4 states, per the New York Post. 2 Georgia residents, 1 in Arizona, 2 in Texas, and 1 in Virginia, and 1 in California were on board the Dutch cruise liner and left, and we'll get into that as well. So that's pretty much everywhere in America. We're talking about Georgia, closer to the East Coast. You know, Atlanta starts the East Coast time zone. You're talking about 2 in Texas. Right there, Texas is going out, the South, pushing out towards the West Coast. Arizona, California, that is the West Coast. And then you have Virginia right there, going to the East Coast and to the South. Man, that's crazy. It's looking like the Midwest is the only place that didn't really get somebody that was on that ship. Shake Shack stock crashed 24% today. And after the CEO made an announcement, it actually fell all the way down 30%. Candace Owens did an episode today speaking on Erica Kirk. If we have time, we'll get over there. NVIDIA, Apple, and Exxon CEOs joined President Trump on his trip to China to meet with Xi. How do y'all feel about that, chat? NVIDIA, Apple, and Exxon CEOs headed over to China with Trump. How do y'all feel about that, chat? Double tap the screen. What's up, Delphine? What's up, Lala and Gito? What's up, Big Niche? Double tap the screen, chat. Also, it says Saudi Arabia and Kuwait have listed restrictions on U.S. military access to their bases and airspace. They had restricted their airspace, I believe, on last week, and they recently opened it up on today. The U.S. will start revoking passports of parents that owe $100,000 in unpaid child support, and they will soon drop the threshold all the way down to $2,500. So if you're $2,500 or more behind on child support, they will start to revoke your passports. Also, we'll watch that Kash Patel, some of that where he sat down with Sean Hannity talking about the FBI documents. I believe Anna Paula, what's going on, chat? Oh, the camera. My camera died, chat. My bad, man. I'll get the camera back up. Anyways, I believe she said tomorrow's going to be exciting, so they might get ready to release the Alien Files on tomorrow, chat. Are y'all ready for the Alien Files if they come on tomorrow, chat? Double tap that screen, shut a live out, chat. I'm about to get the camera back up. Double tap that screen, shut a live out. What else do we have? I seen a video. They're saying it's in Winter Haven. I don't even know where Winter Haven is, but they had a damn toddler handcuffed. Oh, that's in Florida. They had a mother handcuffed and a toddler handcuffed on the ground beside it. I don't know, chat. That's crazy. That's crazy if that video's going viral like that, man. A damn toddler, chat. What would you do if the cops handcuffed your toddler, laid your toddler face down on the ground with handcuffs? In other news, USPS, United States Postal Service, may soon allow people to ship handguns through the mail for the first time in nearly 100 years, chat. How do y'all feel about that, chat? Are y'all with it or against it? The U.S. Postal Services allowing people to ship handguns through the mail for the first time in nearly 100 years. Chat, are you for it or against it, chat? Let me know down in the comments. Are you for it or against it? Also, Kamala Harris sat down and did a speech or something. AP posted it earlier. I believe it happened around 6:30 Central Time. I haven't watched it or seen anything about it, chat. Did anyone see or hear about Kamala speaking on today, chat? Did anyone see or hear about Kamala speaking on today? Also, while we're talking about this hantavirus, there was an account on Twitter X that came in 2022 for about a week and made only 4 tweets. One of those tweets, one of those tweets, chat, said Corona ended in 2023 and in 2026 it will be hantavirus. The name of the account is I Am a Soothsayer. So we'll break that down as well, because I went in, I haven't seen anybody do that breakdown. Like, people have been talking about this account because it's blowing up right now. They're saying the account is saying, I see the future or something. The name is Soothsayer. They said 2023 Corona ended, 2026 hantavirus. But the thing about it is, people aren't talking about what Soothsayer is, or the biblical reference to Soothsayer or anything. So we'll get into all of that, chat. We'll get into all of that as well. A flight attendant from Haarlem has been hospitalized due to possible hantavirus infection, according to Dutch broadcaster RTL. She came into contact in Johannesburg, South Africa, with a 69-year-old Dutch woman who passed away from the virus a day later. Double tap the screen, share the live out, chat. We're about to get into this episode, but we have to get to 100 likes. So help me, help everybody, help the community grow by double tapping that screen and hitting the like button on your way in. Let's get into the episode, chat.
Crazy train with this one. Oh, wow.
What's up, Amber?
April 6th, a 70-year-old man, a passenger on the cruise line, comes down ill. 5 days later, on April 11th, he unfortunately passes away.
See, this is the thing, Brandon. Keon Bueller says, why would we miss COVID-19? Stupid ass question. That is not a stupid question. Gen Z, it's actually a trend right now. Gen Z are saying they miss COVID era vibes. A lot of these kids are isolationists now. A lot of the world changed after the pandemic. Do you not know that before the pandemic, DoorDash wasn't a thing? Do you not know that before the pandemic, remote work by far and large was not a thing? Do you not know that the day Kobe Bryant passed away, the world changed forever? The day Kobe Bryant passed away, the world was never the same, chat. Straight up. Right after that, what happened? COVID. After Kobe passed in a helicopter crash, and COVID hit immediately after. A lot of these people are, that's their era. They see my era, like a lot of people around my age, they talk about the 2017 vibes. The ages below, you have to understand that that's when money changed as well. A lot of these people were getting unemployment benefits. A lot of these people did the PPP. A lot of these people were hustling. A lot of people started small businesses. A lot of YouTube channels, because it was the pandemic, took off. Nobody had anywhere to go, so everybody was stuck in the house, doom scrolling, watching long form content, watching all kind of things. So it's a valid question to ask. Just because it sounds crazy, think about the people who are younger that it really didn't affect for as the health scare. That was an era to them. Whether we think about it like that or not, that was an era to them. That was a pivotal moment in their lives. A lot of these kids didn't even have a senior year. They didn't have a senior year of football. They didn't have a senior prom. They didn't have a senior graduation. They went to school from home.
12th through the 20th, the boat docks in St. Helena, and the body and his wife get off the ship. At some point during that time, his wife comes down ill, and she is actually
hazard pay. You saying this is stupid? I don't care, Keon. I'm just finna ignore you. But yeah, a lot of people, most Americans can't cover 1 month bills right now. So, during that pandemic time, people was getting money. Let's just call it what it is, chat. People was getting money. Money was everywhere. Money was everywhere during that pandemic time. Everywhere. Everybody had a bankroll. Everybody had a bankroll.
Actually evacuated to Johannesburg, South Africa, which is literally on the other side of Africa. I'm not sure why they evacuated her there, but bygones. Once she arrives in Johannesburg, she actually collapses in the airport. She is taken to hospital where within 24 hours, at some point, she dies. While that is happening in South Africa, the ship is sailing on and a third passenger comes down ill. That person is a British man who is actually sent to Johannesburg, South Africa as well, and he is still...
And that's what I'm saying, chat. Like, why not turn that ship into a floating ICU? Why not quarantine on the ship? Why not fly the doctors and all the medical equipment that you need in? Why not, chat? Why send these people home to the corners of the world? I'm just being honest, chat. I know, old plug. Listen, man, it's 149 people on that boat. Until we figure out what the hell is going on, it's over with, man. We finna fly some doctors in. We gonna have all kind of PPE. We gonna have all kind of PPE and damn equipment to make. It's just gonna be a floating ICU, chat. That's what I believe should have happened. If it was my loved one, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Like, we just went through this.
Currently in critical condition in the hospital. And while all that is happening in South Africa...
Keon, I'm finna block you. You said that's what they're doing. Why you think the ship's sitting in the middle of the ocean, dummy? Yo, dumbass must don't listen. The video's literally playing right now where they're talking about they float people out and med flighted them. I just read a whole fucking intro and said that we got 5 people that was on this ship in the United States right now. They're talking about flying them to Johannesburg. They're talking about Spain letting them dock. They're talking about people going back to the EU. What are you talking about? The boat's not floating no more. Everybody's off the damn boat, Keon. With a name like Keon, man, I'm gonna need you to pay attention, nigga.
The boat docks at Ascension Island. While there on April 28th, the 4th passenger becomes ill and subsequently passes away. She is the German woman. She passes away on May 2nd. And up until that point, nobody knows that this is the hantavirus. But on that date, the results come back in on that woman, and sure enough, it is the hantavirus. So we've been wondering all this time, is this the hantavirus? This the one strain out there that is person to person? Yep, the WHO confirmed today it is, in fact, that virus, that strain of the virus, rather. Today, they also confirmed that the ship's doctor is also severely ill. The ship's doctor is being taken to Spain for treatment. Now, Spain has said, hey, these are all Europeans and we owe them, humanitarian aid. So come to the Canary Islands, and that's where the humanitarian aid is for Europe. So go there, they'll let you in. But the Canary Islands were like, excuse me? No. The ship has now gotten to the Canary Islands, and there's activity where there are at least 3 more passengers who are sick, and a crew member got off somewhere.
Yeah, chat. So far, Dan Lowe has the comment of the night, because that's exactly what's going on. His name is Keon, but his fucking engine is off. I mean, last marble, chat. I tell y'all, some of y'all got on your last marble, man. You better cherish that motherfucker, because you're on your last one, man. You lose that marble, man, you might as well just go to sleep.
Where? Because his thing was done, his contract or whatever was done. So he got off the ship and he went home to Switzerland. Guess what? He's sick. He's in a hospital in Switzerland now. They have to do contact tracing now on everybody who was in an airplane or in the airport with any of these people, and then whoever they were in contact.
All right. I'm going to start this video over from the very top, and I'm going to watch it through without pausing it. But a lot of y'all are saying, what is C-19 vibes? It's the pandemic era where you were isolated, where it was more about community. People were coming together even though we had to social distance. It was about shared ideas. It was about trying new things out. We all were in an uncharted territory. No one knew what was on the other side of the door of that pandemic. And a lot of Gen Z is saying that they missed the togetherness. They missed that the world is so divided and so angry at each other right now. They missed the Gen Z vibe. They missed the money that was abundant. They just miss it. That's what they're talking about.
You know what? I'm sorry, but they can't get off the boats. We learned during COVID that
Oh, I said I was gonna start this over and let it play through. Here we go.
told me that I was not allowed
What's
to
up,
get on
Big
the crazy
Niche?
train with this one. Allowed. Let's take a look at the timeline. April 6th, a
What's up, Lau?
70-year-old man, a passenger on the cruise line, comes down ill. 5 days later, on April 11th, he unfortunately passes away. April 12th through the 20th, the boat docks in St. Helena, and the body and his wife get off the ship. At some point during that time, his wife comes down ill, and she is actually evacuated to Johannesburg, South Africa, which is literally on the other side of Africa. I'm not sure why they evacuated her there, but bygones. Once she arrives in Johannesburg, she actually collapses in the airport. She is taken to hospital where within 24 hours, at some point, she dies. While that is happening in South Africa, the ship is sailing on and a third passenger comes down ill. That person is a British man who is actually sent to Johannesburg, South Africa as well, and he is still currently in critical condition in the hospital. And while all that is happening in South Africa, the boat docks at Ascension Island. While there on April 28th, the fourth passenger becomes ill and subsequently passes away. She is the German woman. She passes away on May 2nd. And up until that point, nobody knows that this is the hantavirus. But on that day, the results come back in on that woman, and sure enough, it is the hantavirus. So we've been wondering all this time, is this the hantavirus? This the one strain out there that is person to person? Yep. The WHO confirmed today it is, in fact, that virus, that strain of the virus, rather. Today, they also confirmed that the ship's doctor is also severely ill. The ship's doctor is being taken to Spain for treatment. Now, Spain has said, hey, these are all Europeans and we owe them, humanitarian aid. So come to the Canary Islands, and that's where the humanitarian aid is for Europe. So go there, they'll let you in. But the Canary Islands were like, excuse me? No. The ship has now gotten to the Canary Islands, and there's activity where there are at least 3 more passengers who are sick, and a crew member got off somewhere because his thing was done, his contract or whatever was done. So he got off the ship and he went home to Switzerland. Guess what? He's sick. He's in a hospital in Switzerland now. They have to do contact tracing now on everybody who was in an airplane or in the airport with any of these people, and then whoever they were in contact. This is, you know what? I'm sorry, but they can't get off the boats. We learned during COVID that quarantine was really important. So why are we allowing them to get off the ship? Like, pull another ship up next to it. Get the people who are healthy, get them off, put them on a separate ship and move them away from that boat, okay? Just move them away. Let the sick people stay on the boat. Let the healthy people go on that boat. And if they need to, they can go back, okay? But do not bring them to land. To the people on that ship, I'm so sorry. It's awful. It's horrible. It's horrible. I'm sorry. But no. Guess what's coming June 11th through the 19th? The World Cup to 16 cities across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. All of Europe is coming here. I'm so excited.
Yeah, chat, that's crazy. But This right here is the account that predicted it. A lot of people have looked on the Wayback Machine and asked Grok. So this post has not been edited. They have confirmed this post has not been edited. Also, chat, a patent was filed in Texas last year, I believe. So for a vaccine to this hantavirus. So they've been doing hantavirus vaccines since the 90s. But I believe the mRNA version allegedly on GTA, the mRNA version, a patent was filed in Texas April of 2025, I believe. And now we have this outbreak after mRNA allegedly patent was released. But this is the account that I'm talking about. It's called Soothsayer. It says 2023 the corona ended, 2026 Hanta. But when you go to this page, I'm gonna pull up the actual page. This is the page right here. So it's going viral right now, as y'all can see, all the bookmarks and likes. This is the page right here. Name is, it says, I am Soothsayer, reads the future, astrologist. He joined June 2022. Now, they blocked the post? What? Oh no, I can't show y'all the post. It's just the way that I'm not logged in, so y'all can't see the post. So this is the page though. But the only post that he wrote, June 10th, he said, everyone is happy today and weeping tomorrow. That's June 10th, 2022. June 10th, 2022, he also posted, love is jealous with limitations. It is possessive but never greedy. June 10th, 2022, the last tweet of that day says 2023 corona ended, 2026 hantavirus. The last post he made was the 17th. It says if a person can make you smile for how many times already, for sure that person can make you cry real tears too. So the post on June 10th, the corona ended, hantavirus. So when you look up, nobody's really looked up like Soothsayer. So I went and looked it up immediately. Like, what the hell is he talking about? It's supposed to be a person supposedly able to see the future. So you go all the way down to the meaning of it in the Bible. And it says in the Bible, a soothsayer is someone who claims to predict the future or reveal hidden knowledge through supernatural or occult means, a practice strictly forbidden by God. A soothsayer in biblical terms is a person who attempts to foretell events and gain insight into hidden matters using supernatural, magical, or occult methods rather than relying on God's guidance. In Hebrew term, often translated as soothsayer, is quoism, meaning to divide or determine, reflecting the attempt to discern the future through mystical means rather than divine revelation. So I don't know, chat. When it comes to this soothsayer shit, I don't know, bro. My hands are really up in the air. I don't know if he just made a good guess or if this is a psyop. I don't know, chat. I'm up in the air. But also, I hope I don't get clipped for this, bro. I hope I don't get clipped for this. But the X-Files had an episode where they spoke about the hantavirus. The X-Files had a post where they spoke about the hantavirus. So listen. Hit the like button, chat. We got to get the likes up too, chat. We got to get to 100 likes right quick. Hey, we got to get to 100 likes. Hit the like button for me, chat. All right, this is the why is that shit so small, dude? All right, this is the X-Files clip.
Work? I was right about Dallas, wasn't I?
How are you right?
Are you familiar with the hantavirus, Agent Mulder?
Yeah, it was a deadly virus spread by field mice in the southwestern United States several years ago.
According to the newspaper, FEMA was called out to manage an outbreak of the hantavirus. Are you familiar with what the Federal Emergency Management Agency's real power is? FEMA allows the White House to suspend constitutional government upon declaration of a national emergency. Think about that. What is an agency with such broad sweeping power doing managing a small viral outbreak in suburban Texas?
And now they're talking about the outbreak is in Texas, Southwest Texas. So where did they say today that the 5 people that may have come in contact with the hantavirus is? 2 of those people are in Texas. 1 was in California, 1 was in Arizona, and 1 was in Georgia, and 1 was in Virginia, I believe. 2 Texas, 1 Arizona, 1 Georgia, 1 California, 1 Virginia. And this is an X-Files episode from I don't know when.
You're saying it wasn't such a small outbreak?
No. I'm saying it wasn't the hantavirus.
Well, what was it? What was it?
When we were young men in the military, your father and I were recruited for a project. They told us it was biological warfare or a virus.
What killed those men?
What killed them, I won't even write about. We have no context for what killed those men, or any appreciation of the scale at which it'll be unleashed in the future.
A plague?
The plague to end all plagues, Agent Mulder. A silent weapon for a quiet war. The systematic release of an indiscriminate organism for which the men who will bring it on still have no cure. They've been working on this for 50 years. While the rest of the world have been fighting crooks and commies, these men have been secretly negotiating a planned Armageddon.
Negotiating with whom?
I think you know.
Yeah, that's crazy, chat. I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy how they put this shit in movies before, man. Double tap the screen, chat. Shut the live out, man. All right, we're gonna move on, chat. We're gonna move on. We're gonna get into some of the news. I actually want to show. I want to see what's going on with this Kamala interview. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see what's going or presser or whatever. The hell, they saying Kamala might run for president again. I'm trying to see what the
Imagine
hell is
being able to build
Imagine not having ads, bro. Imagine all ads just went the fuck away forever and we still got ad revenue. Imagine YouTube just gives everybody YouTube Premium. Just
Please
gift
join me
everybody
in
that shit.
welcoming the 49th Vice President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris.
You've been to Nevada many times over the years, though. You're no stranger to Nevada.
No, Nevada's my first cousin.
But let's catch up. Fill us in. How have you been, and what have you been up to?
Oh, thank you. I am well. All things considered, I am well. Doug is well and sends his best to everybody. Our kids are well. I've been traveling a lot, and you know, I've had this real need to just listen. And so I've been traveling our country and listening to a lot of folks, and that's been good. It's been good to do. It's
She was just in Little Rock, chat.
There's a lot of suffering, we know, and fear, and all of the emotions that one rightly feels when they see the brutality and the injustice of what we have witnessed. But I will tell you, in my travels, there's a lot that should give us hope also, and renew our faith in what is possible, especially when we, like we are doing this afternoon, sit together as a community of people who care and who love.
Chat, hit the like button for me.
For what's right, and who maintain an understanding that anything that we stand for is worth fighting for, and we stand for a lot, and we're up for a good fight.
Thank you. We've, a few of us have been traveling the state and doing just that, and
Yeah.
I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you recently gave a speech where you said we need a post-Trump vision, specifically calls for a revival of the American
Why is her mic so terrible? Like, why is the host mic so terrible, bro?
dream. And you are speaking to my heart here. I am a die-hard believer in restoring the American dream because my family lived it.
Yeah.
So can you talk to us about what that looks like?
Well, let's start with this. Look, for far too many people in our country, the American dream is not real.
All right, Chad, we'll come back to this, man. Y'all ain't trying to watch this shit, man. We'll come back to that, man. Know what the hell that? What's up with the host, Mike, man? AP, I don't know, bro.
Today, by the way, Fitzpatrick has a new scoop. This one is also about Patel's alleged affinity for booze, specifically bourbon.
Hit the like button, chat.
According to current and former FBI employees, Patel travels with a supply of personalized bourbon branded just for him that he hands to staff and civilians alike. That is the bottle right there.
What's up, Jason?
When asked by Fitzpatrick, the FBI did not dispute that Patel gives out bottles of whiskey. They defended the practice as routine within the FBI. For the record, we don't have any evidence that it is routine to stamp bourbon bottles with the name of the FBI director and the department's seal, just like it's not routine to use the power of the Bureau to aggressively pursue a reporter who reports on unflattering or arguably dangerous conduct. But Appel appears to be trying to make it routine, along with a whole lot else. Joining us, MS Now senior legal reporter Lisa Rubin, MS Now national.
All right, man, I just wanted y'all to see the bottle, man. I wasn't trying to look at all of this shit. I'm not trying to hear them people talk, chat. Double tap the screen, shut the live out, man. I guess we'll get into this, man. I guess we'll get into this right here. And then we'll watch that Kash Patel sit down. Kash Patel sat down with Sean Hannity, man. I wonder are we going to get them alien files tomorrow, chat? I wonder are we going to get the alien files tomorrow?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Thursday. I just want to say at the top here that it has been 35 days, 35 long days since we have publicly and politely, I might add, we've requested to see the footage of Charlie Kirk naming his wife, Erica Kirk, as the chairman and CEO in the event that anything happens to him. Quote, I appoint my wife, Erica Kirk, right? No such luck. And that's odd. That's very odd to me. Considering Blakey Neff, who thinks I am a checks notes maniac brandishing a knife, screaming at people on the subway, whatever that means. Nonetheless, he's apparently a huge fan of the show. He accidentally revealed how many hours of the show he consumes when he shared a screen grab of his computer. He was trying to diss me. Then people noticed that the screen grab shows you the load bar. Look at this. He's making fun of me. But then actually people zoomed in and said, hey, that little red bar at the end tells you how much progress he's made it through every episode of Candace. So I can say truly that Blake is a friend of the show. I mean, what can I say? I make a lot of friends. I am friendly. Anyway, about a week ago, a little over a week ago, we put up a bounty for footage or information which would help us better understand how that remarkably timely footage of Erica saying that she wanted to go home after the White House Correspondents' Dinner, how exactly did that come to be? I just wanted to know. And it looks like we may have the beginning of an answer. Welcome back to Candace. Okay, so at the top of the show, I just want to tell you guys, Israel is going max on propaganda. Like super max on propaganda. We've been talking about it a lot this week. All of these organizations that they're putting together, they're filing FARA for the first time ever. And it's...
Chad, do y'all think Candace has went crazy or not crazy? Put it down in the comments, Chad. Has Candace went crazy or is she not crazy?
It's sort of exceptional. So you remember we told you obviously about Show Faith by Works, LLC. That's that FARA registered propaganda arm of the Israeli Foreign Ministry. And I was interested as we were going through their filings of their stated goal to provide the October 7th experience. The October 7th experience coming to a church parking lot near you. And I was like, that is...
Oh, yeah, chat. I know this is a little sidebar, but where is my vice president? Where the fuck is Tony at? Because Tony, I got something for you. I got something for you, Tony, about these indigenous blacks too. I just seen I Show Speed running all through the damn Caribbean and South America, and it's straight indigenous black folks down there, bro. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's straight indigenous. So why would it be indigenous black folks in those part of the Americas and not this one? I'm just asking, Tony. I'm just asking, Tony.
Doesn't sound very pleasant. That just doesn't sound very pleasant. Are we going to have people paragliding into parking lots? Like, what exactly is that going to look like? And gratefully, my producer stumbled upon the details. I hadn't realized that in this FARA filing, which we had just sort of glimpsed.
And I know about them stock photos too, Tony. Whenever you look up American, Native Americans or Indigenous Americans, it's stock photos. All of those stock photos came from one photographer. And if you look into that photographer, he said he staged all of those pictures. So he was picking the people he wanted to take pictures of, picking how they sat on them horses or sat on the porch and shit. Have y'all ever noticed when y'all go look up Indigenous Americans or Native, it's always a stock photo. This man took 40,000 photos and they've been distributed for the last however many years. Tony, I'm on your ass today, Tony. I told you I'm going to get ready for you.
Through for the relevant details to the episode. But they also included an entire detailed accounting of the propaganda that they intend to execute upon Christian minds. It is thorough. And I'm not going to go through it all today, but I really want to encourage Christians to take time to read through that filing. Take your time to process, especially if you are evangelical, because this is effectively evangelical ultra, okay? That they are targeting evangelicals, and with the recent news that they will be upping the spend to what is like $750 million, almost a $1 billion. The how is actually really relevant. Like, that's a lot of money to spend to shape minds. How are you going to do that? And the October 7th experience is one part of the puzzle. So what is it? Check out this slide that they inserted in the just, I have to laugh. I am sorry. I am not laughing at October 7th. I am laughing at the October.
Oh, Tony, I never said the slave trade didn't happen. I just said it didn't happen on the scale that it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think that there was that many fucking slaves coming from over there. They say 3 million. I don't think it was 3 million, Tony. I don't think it was 3 million, nigga. That's just where I'm at with it.
7th experience as an idea. We have got to get real, people. This is weird. Okay? This is weird. This is beyond weird. We're looking at VR headsets, and they're going to come by. It's mobile, so they can just kind of drive the bus. I want to know who's driving the bus, who's bringing all the stuff. They're going to just set up, and they're going to give people the October 7th experience. They're going to build this trailer. They're going to use Hollywood set designers. You're going to be able to reserve it. Yeah, if you'd like, you can have a tent. It tells us that there's going to be a TV mounted, wrapped with images of Israel or the Western Wall. So that's part of the experience. It's going to be a call to action using biblical messaging. But the real important part is this VR experience that you're going to have of October 7th. This is weird. This level of...
Hey, they doing that thing like the Passion of the Christ, ain't they, Chad? They want everybody to... Man, put that VR headset on, man, and sit down for October 7th, man. Chat, do y'all remember the Passion of the Christ when they had it for free in all the theaters? Chat, I was too damn young to be watching the Passion of the Christ. I'm going to be honest with you. It scared me, Chad. It scared me, man. I ate my popcorn and went to sleep.
Propaganda is weird. I want you to just, please, if you were an evangelical, take your time to go through those FARA filings, because they're playing no games with what they want to do, and they are targeting churches. And we noticed it early on the show. Obviously, all year we've been talking about how these pastors are given no...
You said what? Yeah, it scared me, man. When Passion of the Christ came out, Chad, I was young. Like, I wasn't even nowhere close to being a teenager. When Passion of the Christ came out, I was nowhere near being a teenager. Like, I was young, bro.
And being paid to say things on stage, attacking people in politics for saying sensible things about Israel. They're leveling up. Bot campaigns. You're going to think the comment section, if you think the comment section in Facebook is real, it's just not. They have completely fake bots that actually mirror real people, and they're trying to make you think that you're alone in your own ideas.
Yeah, chat. Everyone hit the like button for me. We got 17 minutes to hit the next like goal. We're 25 likes away. Double tap that screen on your way in. Be sure to tell a friend. When it comes to the bots that Candace is talking about, I seen Speed make a clip today, chat. Speed thought that he broke the record for the most concurrent live stream viewers on YouTube. I think it was like 1.9 million. But he hit up YouTube, and YouTube said that 1.6 million of those people were bots. So he really only had 300, like a little over 300K watching him. That's just crazy. They bought at 1.6 million people into his stream.
As well, they're dropping thousands, hundreds of thousands of bots to tell you like, oh, this person's great. What are you talking about? Anyway, it's a war for your mind.
Felicia ain't yelling at me. I know that's what she not doing. Felicia, hey, calm down, Felicia. All that damn yelling in the house, man.
Switching gears, however, to the main topic of today. Last week, we put out a bounty. I was not playing around. I said $10,000. $10,000 for more information. Regarding what? Well, we were interested in that video of Erica Kirk departing the White House Correspondents' Dinner. A dinner in which we, the general public, for some odd reason, we got into trouble for it, right? I don't know why we got grounded, but we got grounded immediately. They were coming out. The messaging was that it was our fault that this happened to Erica. Like suddenly we got to watch Erica. We didn't do anything. We were at home. Most of us were eating dinner with our family. Suddenly.
Yeah, chat. Everyone on your way in, be sure to say what's up to me. Be sure to say what's up to the chat. Find you a friend to conversate with throughout the live, man. I want y'all to get familiar with each other, say what's up with each other. This is a community over here, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Get their ass in, man.
We learn via the internet that Erica is in Washington, D.C. at a press dinner. Before she gets there, she's taking bridal shots or something. That part was weird. No, nobody's talking about that enough. That was weird. Here's Erica before the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
She carries light behind her eyes, even when the dark.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Do y'all think Charlie Kirk cracked, bro? Do y'all think Charlie Kirk cracked, bro? Like, cause some of the times, bro, I just sit back and think like Charlie Kirk might have hit that, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Rational people were wondering, hey, Erica, why are you inside of the sheer curtains? That's a pretty classic bridal shot. What are you doing there? What's happening? We knew that we were probably off to a bad start. Next thing we know,
what's up, True
we're being told that there were shots fired. And then there's another video of Erica that comes out and it's going viral. And she says that she wants to go home. Here it is.
I just want to go find
So we said instantly, yay. Okay, good idea. Not to boast, but that's actually kind of been our idea, right? That's our idea. Erica, go home was the general public's idea for a very long time. And we were being told that that was not acceptable, but we were happy to let her take credit for the idea and just get home. Next thing we know, not only does she steal our idea and says she's going to go home, that was our idea, sweetie. Then we start getting screamed at on the internet. We don't even know what we did wrong. So much was happening, I couldn't keep up. It was just like a black outrage on X of people screaming at us about Erica. Right? Graham Allen, of course, resident psycho. He wrote, you can hear Erica Kirk say, I just want to go home. Pray for her. Pray for her children. How much horror should one woman have to be exposed to? Absolutely horrific. Like, who exposed her to this dinner? Then we had Michaela Peterson, who has been filling in for her father. She writes, I don't want to share the video of Erica Kirk last night, but that is what PTS.
Hey, Chad, did y'all see that Caroline dropped her baby, man? Like, she had the baby. Congratulations to Caroline and her husband for their newborn, man.
SD looks like heartbreaking. The mockery it triggered just strengthens my faith in God. There are times when seeing the good in the world is more difficult, but you can always see the evil. Then we had Ian Miles Chong. We still don't know what he's doing involved at all in American politics. He writes, all the endless conspiracy theorizing and attacks on Erica Kirk by Candace Owens led to this. It didn't have to be like this. Erica does not deserve this. Like, what? What did I do? I told her to do the opposite of that. I never once said anything about her being inside of sheer.
Man, y'all talking about her baby bright orange with its own toupee. Man, Trump shooting blanks, chat. Let's put that shit to bed, bro. Trump's like that 80, bro. Like that, man, Trump shooting blanks, bro. It's over with, man. It's over with. Now, Erica's husband is 60, man. Now, Listen, I'm just gonna be honest with you, Chad. I think Trump shooting blanks, bro. It's over with.
Curtains. It's crazy. Then this person, Bible in Context, wrote, shots fired at the White House Correspondents' Center at President Trump and the First Lady were rushed off stage. This is what happens when propaganda and lies are spread online by people like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. Why do they want Trump dead? Okay. Again, like I said, very confusing because I specifically remember us telling Erica almost repeatedly to not be the CEO and to go home. Go home, be with your kids. And the people who were doing the yelling at us were saying the opposite. They were saying, let her stay in the public eye, let her be the CEO, let her fulfill Charlie's role. So it was like just like upside down world for a second. And making matters more confusing was the lecture that we then eventually had to endure from Erica herself, like her choice of outfit. There were even some portions of the speech that didn't exactly land, like this portion about the wine bottles.
It was time to take our seats, and we went into the big ballroom where the dinner was. And one of the first things I noticed when I walked into that room was quite literally the proximity of the opposing outlets to one another. So you have one table here that's Politico, and another table here that's Fox, and another table here that's WAPO, and you're all crammed together, elbow to elbow. And to make the night even more of a spectacle, every single 10-person table had 10 bottles of wine.
Damn.
I was perplexed. Like, what exactly was up with the wine bottle shot out there? Even more of a spectacle. There were 10 bottles of wine on every table, on the cramped table. What did the wine bottles do wrong? What did we do wrong? Is anybody going to bother to tell us why she was in that curtain taking a bridal shot? It all felt unfair.
Hold on, chat. Like, we're nowhere near the light goal, chat. We're nowhere near the light goal, man. We got 9 minutes and we're 38 likes away. Double tap that screen, chat. Lock in, man. What we doing? Sit up. Get out the bed, man. Look at your phone, man. Lock in. We still 38 likes away, man. What the hell is going on?
I felt like Matilda Wormwood. You know her, Matilda Wormwood. She was my favorite. Her parents were awful to her, and they always yelled at her for no reason, and that is how I felt. I was being yelled at for no reason. Anyway, I don't like being put into timeout for something that I didn't do. Nobody puts baby in the corner without a valid reason. So I wanted to investigate it. The timing was weird.
Now, come on, chat. I'm the only one doing this shit, bro. Like, see, I hate to be egotistical and shit and get the big head, but come on, Candace. I'm the only one putting motherfuckers in timeout on YouTube, bro. I'm the only one putting motherfuckers in the corner telling them to cry, getting the melatonin and shit because they jumping on the couches. Come on, Candace. Come on, Candace.
I was perplexed. Like, what exactly was up with the wine bottle shot out there? Even more of a spectacle. There were 10 bottles of wine on every table, on the cramped table. What did the wine bottles do wrong? What did we do wrong? Is anybody going to bother to tell us why she was in that curtain taking a bridal shot? It all felt unfair. I felt like Matilda Wormwood. You know her, Matilda Wormwood. She was my favorite. Her parents were awful to her, and they always yelled at her for no reason, and that is how I felt. I was being yelled at for no reason. Anyway, I don't like being put into timeout for something that I didn't do. Nobody puts baby in the corner without a valid reason. So I wanted to investigate it. The timing was weird. The shot was weird of her walking out. The footage, the instantaneous virility of the video was weird. It didn't feel real. So we put out that 10K bounty. We just wanted proof of who recorded it.
What's up, Jason?
And lo and behold, we got a couple of very interesting direct tips. People keen to collect the 10K. And here's what we learned. And I'm going to say, allegedly here, I have a sense that this first person is telling the truth for a few reasons. One, this person works in politics. Two, this person...
Hey, Candace putting out 10K bounties, bruh. Candace spending some of that AdSense revenue with the streets, man. It's crazy, bruh.
Reached out almost instantly following our show with a very specific story with very specific names, and they offered to sign a sworn affidavit. Three, this person gave us the name of who recorded the video. And it is a person who appears to have done some work with Turning Point USA in the past. So those are the pros. Now, on the con side, this person works in politics, right? Not exactly someone I would describe as a fan of mine. So there is a chance he or she is therefore making it up.
Bro, where is the real age bust at, chat? I haven't seen the real age bust in a minute.
To embarrass me. But at the moment that you are transacting, the moment that you're taking money, it's not a gotcha, it's a crime, right? You can't say, I was just kidding and I got 10K from you, but you never rule it out. All things are possible, and this is why we vet our tips very seriously. Anyway, here's what we were told. Allegedly, following the shooting, a political operative whose name we are going to withhold at this moment until we can confirm it beyond a shadow of a doubt, and we think we will be able to do that imminently. Apparently, this freelancing operative was positioned in advance with the specific instruction to take that exact video at that exact place at that exact time. The operative was allegedly in communication with digital media teams, and the entire moment was staged, captured, and then intentionally shared amongst those digital media teams and their operatives, whereupon it was made to go viral. Now, that is, of course, devastating if it is true. There's another person who has a video and has sent evidence. It's a still of the video. I believe that is factually a still of the video. We checked that. That's not AI. It is definitively an angle that other people have not seen. But they want me to pay a partial portion before they send the full 30-second video. So that's a gamble. I would say it's a gamble, but it might be one that I'm willing to take. I might be out a couple of $1,000s.
Chat, what if AI gets to the point to where like everybody's, enslaved and one country's like just fuck it, bro. We not going for this shit, and they just start nuking everything to reset the world, chat. Like that shit sounds kind of crazy, don't it?
But the reward would be a video of everything to confirm things. All of this to say, we are going to get our answer, and my every instinct is that the video was staged. I didn't buy that Sarah Seidner of CNN, who initially put the video online, recorded it. She stopped short of saying that she recorded it. She said she was there around when Erica walked out, but I felt that she likely had that video sent to her, and then she put it online. So I will ask this question now in advance before I am turned into public enemy number one. I already am public enemy number one. Well, maybe it's Tucker Carlson. If we are able to confirm this.
You said you think it's Iran. I think it'll be North Korea. I think it would be North Korea, chat. I think if this AI shit get too serious, bro, I don't think Kim Jong-un going for that shit, bro. Like, I don't think he going for that shit, bro.
In the coming days, that this entire shot was staged. And I have a suspicion. I have a hunch. What will they say next? How hard are we going to get gaslit? What could they say? Well, they could say, she didn't know. It was unbeknownst to her. Maybe this was like fast PR. Maybe it was Andrew Colvett. Maybe Andrew Colvett was texting someone and said, okay, I got to go get the shot. Erica's about to walk out over here, whatever. And Erica really had no idea. Someone did it without her knowledge or did it without her consent. Someone sold her grief. How terrible would that be? Even though we know we had merch sales and hat sales. Felt like that was kind of the whole point of this, selling grief. I just want to know how.
Chat, every time I look at that pinned comment, key on, engine off, I think about something else. I think about like listening to music in the car, listening to a podcast. I think about Keon and his loose marble head ass from earlier. It's like, that's a legendary pinned comment. Key on, engine off. It's short, it's simple, but everybody knows what the fuck's going on. Nothing. Absolutely nothing's going on. You're not going nowhere with that shit. Key on, engine off. You're not going nowhere with that shit.
How far are they realistically going to take it? I look at this situation, I look at everything that's happening, and I don't think any of us doubt. I think we're starting to see what's happening. We are living in a world of make-believe. Everything about that White House correspondence shooting made very little sense. Least of all, the immediate reaction from the very same people, I should add, who were lecturing us about Erica for our apparent failure to keep her safe. They all got together and said the same thing. This is why Trump needs a ballroom. They all instantly said, look at the amount of counts account saying this. Just look across.
No, what I'm saying is this, Chad. I'm saying that what if one of these superpowers, the country see that another superpower or whatever is going, and AI is getting to the point to where this could potentially enslave all of humanity. I think somebody's gonna push that fucking button, man, and try to start this shit over. Like, hey, look, man, humanity will survive. Maybe, we lose 4 or 5 billion people, but it's gonna take a minute to shake this shit back.
The board at the people.
Is that a fair trade-off, Chad? Is that a fair trade-off, Chad? If we think if AI has the potential to enslave the world, if we're at that point where there's an imminent threat of AI enslaving the entire world, how do y'all feel about someone pushing the button? Maybe 4 billion people perish. Maybe 5 billion people perish. How do y'all feel about someone pushing the button, man? I just want to know.
People who are saying this, Randy Fine, right? Whatever he says needs to happen, the opposite thing needs to happen. He says, we'd better never again hear a peep from anyone complaining about a White House ballroom. Huh? The shooting made you think about a ballroom, Randy Fine, Andrew Colvett.
Here go Loud talking about, I know more than you do. Who are you talking to, Loud? You arguing with somebody in the comments? Oh, Mud Butters.
This is why the president needs to build the White House ballroom. Everyone that I don't trust, Meghan McCain in the mix. I don't want to hear one more thing about Trump's new ballroom at the White House. No, he needs the ballroom. All of these people just at the same time thought the same thing and tweeted out that Trump, obviously, when they saw he needs the ballroom.
You talking about everything should be about reduction of harm, so that sounds to me like you're going to conform. If the AI says that it wants to use your human body as a vessel to live out whatever it wants to live, it sounds to me like shit, you going to just let it happen. Sound like you just going to let it happen. Like, hey, take my body as a damn vessel, AI. Hey, man, listen, all that harm reduction, hey, listen, man.
A ballroom that never existed. For some reason, he didn't need a ballroom when the shooting happened in Butler. He didn't need a ballroom under any other occasion. Are we pretending that Trump doesn't have events all the time? Like literally all events all the time at Mar-a-Lago? Why does he specifically need a ballroom at the White House in order for him to have an event? That's like oddly specific. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Trump has events at the White House, by the way. He had an event shortly thereafter at the White House. Why does he specifically need this ballroom? And why are we pretending like that doesn't feel like it's weird that people believe that what happened was staged on the basis of how these people responded, right? What are we supposed to believe? A shooting happens and what? Quick, what's your first thought? Well, once upon a time, it used to be get down.
See, this is the thing, Kyle and Too Strong. Y'all are saying you can't give a computer a soul and AI doesn't want to live out. Y'all don't know what the fuck is going on at this point. We're almost a singularity. Technology is at a point to where we can't even fathom. They already have AI controlling the human. Y'all didn't see where they hooked up the damn sleeve and the thing to that man's hands, had him playing the piano. The AI had took control of his hand. The AI was drawing for him and shit, man. Y'all ain't seen that? They already letting the AI, they're already talking about all kind of experiments of letting the AI take over humans. It started with the mice. They started putting that shit in the mice or testing it with the mice, and now they're moving on to humans. They're just not going all the way in yet. They're using little devices like attachments and shit.
Down. Someone call 911. Is everyone okay? Oh, thank goodness nobody is hurt. Wow. We need to talk about security. But in this like new world of make-believe, which we seem to have stepped fully into since Charlie Kirk's assassination, they want us to believe the normal thing is, this is why Trump needs a ballroom. Quick, Terrell, get the camera behind Charlie's head ASAP and use the chair that he just died in to do it. Violate the crime scene. Get the ballroom. Everything is now feeling illusory. And it also kind of feels like we're running into this moment, like something is about to explode. They're becoming increasingly desperate because all of us have sort of had the skills removed from our eyes. And I will say that if, and it seems likely, if we are able to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that that moment was staged, is really not going to be good for the MAGA movement, the Make Israel Great Again movement, Trump, everything his administration has become. I just think it's going to be really, really bad. And I don't see how they're going to be able to wiggle Erica Kirk out of another one of these narratives. Anyway, we'll be back after a brief break.
What's up,
All
Bree?
right, you guys, summer is...
Chat, double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. We're 11 likes away from the next like goal. We did not hit 100 likes before the first hour. I'm also disappointed in you, chat. Let's try to get the 200 before the second hour. Double tap that screen for me. Hit the like button.
Is here, which means longer day, special discount that we ever spoke. Anyway, moving on. As I said earlier at the top of the show, Israel is at war with American minds. They really do believe, and this is what's
up, Art of War?
most fascinating, is that it's just a certain amount of money that they need to spend, right? There's a certain amount of money that they believe they can spend, which will outright purchase our perspectives. The psychological games are being played. And to their credit, they have almost outright purchased Washington, D.C., right? The money given to congressmen from AIPAC to get them to prioritize Israeli interests over America's sons and daughters, never-ending wars, a great example.
Hold on. Reed, you gonna say, why am I disappointed in y'all? I just told you why I'm disappointed, because we didn't hit the like goal in the first. I just told you why I'm disappointed. Y'all wild as hell.
Example of that is occurring right now. Thomas Massey, who has for a very long time been my favorite congressman because he consistently votes against.
Oh, Art of War came through with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Art of War, for the 5 gifted, man. Y'all just got access to 300 past live streams, some cool emojis, man, and get in the Discord chat. Double tap that screen, shut a live out. Thank you, Art of War, for the 5 gifted memberships.
Against sending our money overseas. And he cannot be bought by AIPAC. He declines that sort of bribery from Israel. And so what do they want? They want him unseated. Trump he's very vocal. He is teaming up with AIPAC to unseat an actually America First candidate. So Thomas Massey joined Tucker Carlson on his show last night, and this is what he had to share about how they're getting involved in his race in Kentucky. Take a listen.
So what is the current polling in your race?
It's a single point lead for me. It's not very fluid.
Talking about somebody got 2 AAA batteries because I'm black. My smoke alarm not going off in here, nigga. You need to worry about your... Matter of fact, take your shoes off while you coming in here listening for a smoke alarm and shit. You all in my house. Take your fucking shoes off, man, and go sit down somewhere before we beat your ass in here. Straight up.
Good. They've spent $10 million against me.
It's crazy.
And when I say they, I hope we get into they.
Yes.
And it's going to be close. It's just going to be, the result is going to be based on who turns out.
So it was 81% margin, 76, 75, like full-on blowouts in the Republican primary in your district in Kentucky. And now it's within a couple of points and you could lose.
Correct.
And the difference is they have spent $10 million against you.
Oh, you said they stopped the data center in Utah? You talking about the one Kevin O'Leary was trying to make? They stopped that data center? Are you talking about Kevin O'Leary's data center?
I don't think anyone would dispute that. That's the difference. The money poured into this race from outside of Kentucky is basically pushing you to the point of almost losing, and you may lose.
I'm glad they stopped that data center, chat. I like Kevin O'Leary, but I'm not going to say I like Kevin O'Leary. I want to like Kevin O'Leary, but when he does shit like that, chat, they just ruins it. It's like, bro, get the fuck out of here, Kevin O'Leary. What's to you, my boy?
Where'd that money come from?
Well,
what's up,
it
Southern?
didn't come from regular people. It's come from billionaires, and 95% of it, at least 95%, has come from the Israeli lobby. So I'll give you their proxies. The RJC, which is the Republican Jewish Coalition, AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, Miriam Adelson, Paul Singer, and John Paulson went together. They funded a PAC called MAGA Kentucky, which is neither MAGA nor Kentucky. But when the ad
any of them live, who are those 3 people?
They have been, Miriam Adelson is the gambling magnate who's ironically makes money from the Chinese now gambling and not in Las Vegas.
And she's literally an Israeli.
Yeah, she was born there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you, chat. A lot of y'all ask how Israel has money, and it's a lot of different ways. But we have to understand that the number one commodity in the world right now is data. Israel controls a lot of data when it comes to these companies, when it comes to these verification systems, when it comes to these VPNs. They own a lot of data, important data. So that's a very, very large commodity. And those are things that the price is not a stable or steady price. The beauty's in the eye of the beholder when it comes to data. Corporations, governments, individuals, the beauty's in the eye of the beholder when it comes to data and how much they're willing to pay and what importance it is to them.
She's given over $200 million to the president. He puts her on the stage. He says that she's influenced his own policy and attitudes toward Israel. And so she's trying to buy a congressional seat in Kentucky, along with the rest of these groups that are probably, by the way, getting her money as well. And there's also another interesting faction called Christians United for Israel. They're really just another wing of AIPAC and RJC that's been used to co-opt Christians into supporting their position. And their position is more war. It's more
like data comes shows consumer trends. Data shows pretty much everything. Anything. You need the data to make sound, safe decisions. You need the data to influence things. That's the reason I know y'all seen. That's the reason that Walmart doesn't accept Apple Pay. Walmart has their own. That's the reason Walmart doesn't have Tap to Pay, because then that company would get most of their consumer data. Apple would. It would go straight to Apple.
Strife. It's more bombs. It's send more foreign aid. And those are the things that I've been voting against. So the real reason that this race is a serious race and I may lose is because a foreign lobby has fully funded to the extent that they've never done in any Republican race ever before my opponent.
Well, in Miriam's defense, she outright purchased the White House. Why wouldn't she be able to afford a congressional seat from Kentucky? That's what she's thinking. She's like, yeah, we've got money. And we have to cover this stuff because we just have to be aware. This is what's happening. They want into the schools. They want to change the definition of what anti-Semitism is to basically mean noticing what's happening, what this foreign country is doing. This is a takeover. America is occupied. There's no question at all that our government is occupied, that Trump's administration is completely occupied, and they are not serving the American people. This is despicable. It shouldn't happen. If you are in Kentucky, vote for Thomas Massie. I'm going to hope and pray that he wins. Anyway, you guys, switching gears, I guess it's kind of a part of this as well. This is the same kind of money that goes into PR, public relations. We have seen it. That's a big piece of this Charlie Kirk story, is the nastiness of the PR, the war on our minds, trying to convince us that this Tyler Robinson story makes sense. It simply doesn't. I'm sorry. It doesn't make any sense. We all know it doesn't make any sense. We're going to pretend it's all because of Candace Owens trying to free Tyler Robinson. We're trying to get you to tell us a narrative that makes sense outside of fed sloppy text messages, full-blown confession coming from a kid who is supposed to have like a 4.3 GPA, I believe, in high school. This is interesting to me. Obviously, we start to see that they're all fumbling all over the place. Andrew Colbert being at the center of that, the dirty tricks that he's getting caught working with these YouTubers and these really nasty people.
Oh, you said, what we gonna beat your ass for? We not really gonna beat your ass. See, this is the crib, man. This is the cookout. This is the barbecue. This is the hole in the wall. This is where we hang out. You come in here acting, funny and we don't know you in here, we might just beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? That's just how the shit go. Somebody come around, man, all in your house talking about your damn smoker. You ain't even said what's up to nobody. Hey, man, it's just how the shit go, man. It's just how the shit go.
One of these people being House and Habit, Jessica Reed Krause, right? She's been working with her. That was revealed a few weeks ago. A totally unstable, manic alcoholic. And that's not coming from me. That's coming from her former employees, people who have worked with her and know her. and also in part coming from her husband. So this is just hilarious because I told you guys this backstory of this conversation that I had with Andrew Colbert back when things were good, when he called me and he asked me and
What's
in
up,
earnest
Christine?
if I was a witch, because he saw that when people attack me, the rate at which something sort of boomerangs into their life is pretty fast. He was speaking about the Daily Wire. He was talking about Dennis Prager, I think it was specifically, who had written this whole thing about me publicly, and then he fell down the stairs. Obviously, that actually is very sad. David Horowitz, I believe, did this whole big piece.
Chat, everyone hit the like button. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal. Let's get to the next like goal. The real, don't take it personal, man. This is a live stream. It's a nice show. I interact with my chat. This is like a real, community like live stream. We're a family over here. We're a community over here. We joke, we laugh, we have fun, man. When I said we'll beat your ass in here, it wasn't literally. It's just like, hey, man, if you came around doing some shit like that, we might just beat your ass in here. What's up, OG?
And then very shortly thereafter, which was also very sad, one of my first events I ever did was for his Freedom Center. He passed away. I saw this recently. Alexis Wilkins, which this was just funny, did that whole weird thread about Russia and General Flynn and me and the Catholic Church all working together because she didn't understand what a retweet was. The day after she did that, Kash Patel's emails got hacked. It was super funny. And I was like, dang, Andrew Colbert's going to be like, what? Well, anyway, House and Habit.
It's not it is, you said the people trying to convince you not to vote are the ops. I believe that, Drip. Another thing that I see is this push for Thomas Massey, Candace, Nick, and Tucker are all doing right now. I get it. Thomas Massey has a lot of money against him, but when I put that into consideration with what Stephen A just went on Cam Newton and said, he just told all black people to vote Republican one time. When is the one time y'all think he's talking about? Right now. He's talking about midterms. He said, and then he doubled down and was like, hey, I've been saying this since 2008. Now we're actually seeing it. Same thing kind of Tariq Nasheed is on, same thing. And then you have Axios putting out their report on the same day that black men are turning to the Republican Party in droves. So it's a concerted effort for sure. And I just want to know, I guess not the root of it, but I want to know, it's more to it. That's the best way to say it. It's more to it than meets the eye.
Has been the one attacking my husband not as of recent, like over the last few weeks. She is the one that posted that totally freakish, obviously fake AI photo of George wearing a silk shirt. Here it is. It doesn't even look kind of real with Milo, because she's just claiming that he's gay. Milo had never met my husband when they lived in London at all. They did not run the same circles. Also, it was just terrible to imagine George wearing a silk shirt under a sports coat. That was the worst part of all right there.
Tony talking about, I can't vote with the Klan for sure. Well, listen, Tony, I'm running as an independent, man. If you're going to be VP, I don't know, man. You got to let me know, Tony. What you going to be, man? You trying to run as my VP as a Democrat, Tony, or are you politically homeless too, man? Tony, we got to be politically homeless, man, if we're going to be out here campaigning for YouTube president, man. We campaigning right now for the president of YouTube, chat. I'm just going to be honest with you, man. We going to run this shit. You know how Trump ran the White House from Mar-a-Lago? We going to run this shit from the block, chat. We campaigning for president of YouTube right now, man.
But these are the people who are just dirty and will do these sorts of things. They're desperate for anybody that will support Israel. And the rebound of this, boomerang of this, Daily Mail did a massive spread today on her marriage and what's going on behind the scenes. And this is the headline. Daily Mail is very savage about doing these sorts of things, but they wrote, MAGA influencer House and Habit's marriage secrets revealed. Insiders blow the lid on explosive escort claims. Socialites call her effing insane behavior and her husband's mortifying texts regarding her, which they published. Well, how did this come about? I guess they got interested because House and Habit did the thing that she always does. It's 3 a.m. and she just randomly...
What you mean, the real? You said inflation sucks. Is your YouTube premium subscription too high? Are these other creators having their memberships too high? I'm telling you, vote plug 2026, man, for president of YouTube. We gonna get the memberships together. I'm telling you, we're going to get YouTube Premium right, man. We're going to make sure it's working on all cylinders and shit. We're going to make sure all your super chats get read, man. We going to campaign. All these people out here, man, we campaigning for this shit. Chat, vote, plug, man.
It decides to attack someone. And that someone, her name is, that she attacked was Ashley St. Clair. Jessica Reed Krause is House and Habit's real name, by the way. She randomly attacked Ashley St. Clair, who she used to be friendly with, because it's Tuesday and she's drunk, right? And Ashley didn't do anything to her. She's like, what the heck is this about? And so Ashley decided to just come out and tell the story about how she was with Jessica Reed Krause when she found out that her husband was on some hooker websites. Now, I didn't know this, but apparently there is a website where hookers can rate their clients. So they can signal to one another. It's about...
I'm just gonna be honest, man. I think Candace might just lay there drip. I'm just gonna be honest. Candace looks like a back layer to me, bro. I'm just gonna be honest, chat. Respectfully though, respectfully, with the most respect I can possibly have saying some shit like that. Candace just looks like a back layer to me, drip. I'm gonna be honest, bro.
Staying clean and safe, I guess. They can signal to one another that the person requesting services is safe and not going to beat them up, or some crazed person. So they rate them. And Jessica Reed Krause discovered that her husband was on this site and confided in Ashley St. Clair. And so Ashley St. Clair just went ahead and spilled all of the tea after she randomly caught a midnight, 3 a.m. period, between that period of time, bullet from House and Habit after too many drinks. So the Daily Mail did their due diligence. They went ahead and confirmed that the review was real, that it was his number. And I have to also just say, it was a nice review, right? This is from the article. The article says, there his number was with its own review, quote, he's a white man, safe to see, and brought a donation as agreed, read the Post from October 5th, 2024. Krause became distraught. She left the table, St. Clair told the Daily Mail. I'll never forget.
Oh, so y'all trying to say she's an eater, bro? I don't see Candace as an eater, bro. I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. Candace fuck around, piss you off, trying to, you know what I mean? Respectfully though, respectfully. I don't see it, man. I don't see it, man. Candace is just good girl, you know, doing her thing and shit. You know, I just think she's a back layer, man. I think it's boring. If y'all want to know the truth, bro, fuck it. There it is, man. I think it's boring, bro.
At watching your face as we read those reviews, and you did the math, and the review was while you were out of town. The Daily Mail spoke to House and Habit. Jessica Reed Krause did not deny the incident, but she disputed the characterization of it, telling the Daily Mail that her husband's number appeared on the app because as a public political figure, her family is targeted by spammers, and that she was confused at the moment, and she had no idea what it was. And she has photo evidence that actually, and guest witnesses that prove that her husband was actually at a friend's wedding when the review was posted.
Oh, you said geeked up? Nah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Off a couple tall glasses of wine, she might go off, Chad. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm talking about regular, like just day to day. Catch her off a couple mimosas, man, and some red wine, she might pipe up, Chad. I'm not gonna lie, she might tee up, man. That off a couple tall glasses of red wine and some margaritas, man. A little mimosa in the morning.
I don't know about that, guys. I don't know if she said the account was inaccurate, designed to inflict harm and embarrassment on myself and my family. Girl, you do a pretty good job of that yourself, actually. They also spoke to her husband. He said the number was his, but he wasn't really certain how it ended up on the Mr. Number app. Elsewhere in the article, though, it gets to kind of the meat and bones of it, and it's her husband's text messages that he sent to other people about the state of their marriage. And it's really sad. It's actually really sad. It's what we see demonstrated in her behavior just online, generally speaking. It's about how she treats him, how she yells at him, calls him effing lazy. Just a perfect profile on sort of the destructiveness of who these operators are that are hanging around the White House and going after people, drinking so they can get into, Mar-a-Lago.
What is the title bait, man? Where in the title was bait, man? Because we covering other shit. We covered the panic, the pressure, and the politics. We talking about all of that right now. Trump is under fire because Iran did hit some U.S. boats today, and in response, we hit their shit, man. It's going on over there in the Middle East, man. I told y'all, this is the same fucking cycle we went through for the last 6 weeks. Didn't I say it yesterday, chat? Didn't I say it? Oh, peace talks are coming. Then I said Thursday and Friday, the peace talks collapsed, and we're right back to ready to blow Iran off the fucking map by Saturday. Sunday, right before the market opened, they're going to be close to a deal again. I called it yesterday, and we're right here again. And when we're talking about Kash Patel is in trouble, we played the clip earlier. They already saying he's getting drunk as hell and shit. Now he's passing out personalized whiskey bottles. What the hell is going on? Some Tennessee whiskey, man, with Kash Patel's name on it, allegedly.
So completely sloshed and willing to try to inflict harm. Her coworkers described her as a manic drunk, highly abusive, gets high on the abuse. And it really just, you zoom out and you go, these are the people that Turning Point is now dealing with. This is who Andrew Colvett has running his PR or a piece of his PR going out to these certain people. Why would you work with these sorts of dogs if you didn't want to get fleas? You know what I mean? And it's when people are in a state of desperation, when no one wants.
Man, Julio, don't do that, Julio. I'm just going to tell you, respectfully, Julio, this ain't what you want. Julio, I'm too funny, I'm too witty, and I got the microphone, nigga. Just stand down, Julio. You don't want this smoke, man. I'm sparing you. Chat, put spare in the chat, man, because I'm sparing them. Let them know, chat, that I'm really sparing. Julio, I promise you I'm sparing you, bro. Just chill.
Wants to partner with them or work with them or believes in them anymore. When they can't do things the clean way and the right way, they resort to these sorts of miserable people who take swipes at people because of what's going on in their own home. They're always in glass houses, and it really is just remarkable. And I just think it's a real reflection on the state of politics today. And I just thought, man, that couldn't have been more of her perfect karma after all of the crap that she was putting out about my husband, who has nothing to do with DC. Me, who has nothing to do with DC. I want nothing to do with the White House. I'm completely embarrassed that I supported Trump in the past because of, the fact that he completely flipped on his entire base. It used to be cool to wear a MAGA hat. No one would be caught dead wearing a MAGA hat nowadays. I guess maybe you could say the MAGA movement might be caught wearing a MAGA hat nowadays, but certainly not old school MAGA. Anyways, that's all I want to really say about that. We'll be right back after a brief break. All right, you guys, are you doing all the right things for your health, but still wondering if there's more that you could be doing to support healthy aging? That's why I'm excited to tell you about Fatty 15, a science-backed supplement built.
My bad, chat. I didn't even check on y'all. What did y'all eat today, chat? What did y'all eat today? I got a burger combo, man. I got a burger combo from my partner food truck. I got a burger and some wings. I got a burger wing combo from my partner food truck. What did y'all eat today?
All right, guys, we need 12,000 more subscribers on YouTube to hit 6 million. So if you are watching right now and you are not subscribed, hit the subscribe button so that we can come out with our next cup. Also, give me some ideas in the chat for what we should have on our next Standis Cup. 6 million is the number we will hit, and we got to drop a new Standis Cup. It's been a journey, man. How fun this has been. Anyway, top comment from yesterday's episode. They wrote, next they'll accuse Candace and George of being 2 weeks away from developing nuclear weapons. I don't even know what they could throw at us anymore. I feel like that way about Tucker, too. I'm just like, okay, I feel like they've said everything. And there's a freedom in that when people say everything, because it just gets beyond ridiculous. Design Rhythm writes.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, chat. That's one of them honey hots right there. Flat, chat. One of them honey hots right there. Look at that glaze on that bad boy, chat. Look at that glaze on that bad boy, chat. Telling y'all, man.
It's the fact that Erica didn't fire every single security officer and sue their company is the biggest red flag in world history. Well, actually, I'm just reminding you that she did tell me they were preparing lawsuits against Brian Harpole. And that doesn't seem like that happened. And as I showed you yesterday, there seems to be evidence that actually Andrew Colvett might have been in some sort of communication, maybe via the YouTubers, those military bros, with Brian Harpole. I don't know what's real. I don't know what's not real. Maybe he went on Sean Ryan. I do believe the story, by the way, that he went on Sean Ryan without their permission. She told me that, and there definitely seems to be some evidence that is true, that entire PR disaster blunder happened without them knowing. we'll see. I'm assuming it's true. Anyway, I just don't know what to believe anymore when it comes to Turning Point USA.
I'm gonna say, my thoughts on Candace right now, she's in a pivotal moment in her career. She's about to hit 6 million subscribers on YouTube. She is a business now. Candace is at a point to where I believe that she's realizing that she's no longer just Candace Owens. She is a business. She is the business. She is the entity. Candace Owens is an entity now. And I think she has to figure out how to adjust to that next level. Like, it's levels to this shit, chat. And she's hitting a level right now and she just hasn't adjusted to it.
Certainly not when it comes to Andrew Colvett and Erica Kirk. Actually, I had a journalist ask me, what are the questions you have for her? I'm like, look, I can boil it down to like 3 that I think are the most significant, right? Or what lies. Obviously, the biggest lie being that the surgeon said that he had a steel neck. That feels like every reporter should just be demanding every day for some sort of clarity on why she would lie and why Andrew Colvett would lie, and they would put words in the surgeon's mouth. Why she would say that Andrew went rogue when she actually initiated the phone call and it was a 3-way phone call. Like, why are we being gaslit about that? That's weird.
Like, when I say she's an entity, like, what I mean is, right now, Candace could do anything, bro. Like, just off of the name recognition and what she has built, like, and what she has behind her. No Diddy, no Epstein. Like, the people she knows, her husband's rich as hell. She's bringing in her own money. Like, Candace could start a law firm right now. And not even be a fucking lawyer. Like, she can just fund it, bro. And put her name on that shit, bro. And people will come in droves. She could put her name on damn near anything. That's what I mean by she's not just Candace Owens anymore. She's at another level. Like, she could. It's levels to this shit, chat. It's really levels to this shit.
Weird. That's weird, right? That would definitively be number 1. Number 2, AI Charlie. I'm sorry, no reporters are interested in that. That'd be pretty relevant if they cooked up a whole story about how Charlie, just before he died, pulled a complete 180 on his viewpoints on how he wanted his wife to stay home and raise the children and have a fulfilled life. And suddenly was like, you know what? No, actually, if I die, I want you to take my place and also risk your life so that you might die and our kids will be left alone as orphans. Like, that doesn't feel good. It sounds like AI. They said they had a video. They're not presenting the video. Donors are saying that.
Nah, Candace has not gone down a couple levels at all. Candace is not. Candace is at a point to where it just looks different. See, to some people, Candace doesn't care about losing fans. Candace understands the cycle of things. They love you, they hate you, they love you again. Candace understands that. When I did that video watching Hello Yasin break down who Candace's PR is, and Candace and Clavicular had the same PR, it all clicked on that live stream. She doesn't care about losing fans. She doesn't care about any of that because it's an expansion mode right now. She went on a blitz, like. And y'all know I came from audio engineering school and I used to be a brand manager and I managed artists as well. So there are things called blitzes. You do 30, 60, 90-day blitzes. Candace went on like a 60. It was the first blitz was like a 60-day blitz. Then she went on like a 90-day blitz straight. And it took her to that next level. I think she went from like 4 million to damn near 6 million subscribers off 2 media blitzes. I watched this shit happen, Chad. I'm telling you.
The video is completely AI and they were present and Charlie never said that. Like, how is that not the most viral #1 story in the world? At least in America. That his wife could have faked something like that. Maybe she didn't. The video would certainly clarify it. Anyway, I'm definitively going to stay on about that. Let's get to some of your comments pertaining to today's episode.
No, she doesn't care about ratings. No, that's what I'm saying. She doesn't care about ratings right now. Because, I mean, I can't say she doesn't care, but she shouldn't care. She shouldn't care about ratings right now. Right now she's at a level. What I'm telling y'all is levels to this shit, bro. When it comes to streaming, when it comes to being a commentator, when it comes to anything when you're in the limelight. It's levels to this shit. She just hit a new level. Now she has to build her foundation. She has to build the base on this new level. She has to cover a lot of ground, and then she's going to build up. So right now, no, she should not care about ratings. She should be trying to have her team on how are they going to diversify. What's next? What's the next move? Is it going to be a private investigator network? Is it going to be law? Is it going to be, that's the next move. That's where a lot of these creators, when they hit that level, they don't know how to transition. They don't know how to diversify. When you look at someone like a Kanye, what did Kanye do? Kanye got, everybody hated Kanye in the rap scene, so he went into fashion. And went away, just totally turned away from music, went into fashion. Got to a point in fashion, turned back to music. They love you, they hate you, they love you again. I'm telling you, you got to look at the people she's around as well.
We have Kelly Martini writes, I pray Charlie keeps visiting your dreams and reveals everything that you need. Peace to process, facts to find, for being his David. God bless your friendship. It is everlasting. He knew it would be you. We love you and we all miss Charlie dearly. He was a magnificent light to this world. He certainly was, and I miss him too. I miss just being able to banter with him about certain things, about certain people. I miss his sense of humor above anything else, and I will...
She's the catalyst. Like, let's just say she did get behind a law firm. She's going to bring the clients. As long as she hires top-tier lawyers to work inside of that firm or however it goes, I don't know if she can even put her name on that shit because she's not a lawyer. But however that shit goes, if she can be the one to bring in the clients, like, she'll bring in crazy clients, bro. They won't ever have a dry season. They won't ever have a dry season.
Always resent that has not come across the public from his friends. Like, they just sort of turned him into this, I don't know, bot almost. Like, all he cared about was this, and it had no flavor. It just wasn't the real Charlie. Charlie was very layered, very funny, very good at doing voices. That's another thing. Very good at mimicking voices. Like, he could just do anyone's voice. It was kind of an incredible talent. I can't remember why he told me that. I think it's something to do when he was young or something, but that he was always practicing voices. But anyway, Jen Jean writes, Candace, let's gamble. Thank you for all you do, Crisis King. I think we do. I'm not a person who gambles. I don't bet, right? I don't love that industry altogether, but I think this time I might just have to go to Vegas.
All right, yeah, I'm not really trying to listen to her answer them questions from her chat. Double tap the screen though, chat. We do got that Kash Patel sat down with Sean Hannity. Let's see what Kash Patel had to say to Sean Hannity, man. I was gonna watch this on yesterday, but I forgot.
I got to introduce you to but I get very frustrated and maybe I should be grateful because the media does not tell the truth. And I think it's one of the greatest untold stories, and that is the numbers, the lives behind the numbers. I'm going to put up some full screens. I don't do this on my podcast.
All right, chat. How do y'all feel about Sean Hannity? Do y'all like or dislike Sean Hannity, chat? I need everyone to hit the like button as well. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal. Be sure to hit that like button on your way in.
But I'm doing it here because the story is so deep, so wide, so profound, and it's impactful to everybody in a small town or a big city across the country. I mean, for example, and I'll put up the first one. Okay, in 4 years, they got 4 of the FBI's 10 most wanted.
Under Biden.
Under Biden. You've been in office a year when you eventually got sworn in, a little over a year?
Yeah, 14 months.
14 months, okay. 8 of the...
Y'all know what we say, man. Where we from, man, y'all know, especially if y'all OGs to the channel and y'all know Money, what does Money say about people with no facial hair, man? You can't trust these people with no facial hair, man. Now, unless you work in a job that requires this shit, man, you can't trust a grown man with no facial hair. Not a lick of facial hair, man. Not a lick. You can't trust a grown man with no facial hair, man. Like, why is you trying to look like a kid?
Of the 10 most wanted FBI, on the FBI most wanted list, 8 out of 10, that is an insane number. Now, I'll add to that, and by the way, in some cases, fugitives that have been on the run 70 years. Mm-hmm. In D.C., where the president put a surge of police instead of defund. You have motor vehicle theft down 56%, homicides down 52%, robbery down 23%, burglary down 21%. Okay, that should be a big story.
Especially in our nation's capital. What President Trump did was resource law enforcement, bring in the interagency, and unlock the FBI's greatest partners, state and local law enforcement authorities. And he went into D.C. and he said, not in the nation's capital. And we also did it in cities across America, whether it's Memphis or Miami or Dallas or San Francisco or L.A. But D.C., with the president's backing and with the backing of local law enforcement there, we were able to completely annihilate violent crime in the nation's capital, as it should be. And again, if you go back to, had President Kamala Harris done this, it would be the only story.
Hold on, I'm getting sick.
that the mainstream media would be talking about. Here's the theme that I think has been leveled by the mainstream media against President Trump. He did everything they wanted done. It's just that he did it, so they're pissed off at him. He shattered violent crime. He safeguarded American communities. We got 8 of the top 10 most wanted. Again,
Chad, did y'all hear about Tom Homan supposedly kind of getting into it with Trump? Like they're at odds about this amnesty, man. They saying Tom Homan said he not going for the amnesty shit, but Trump trying to give amnesty.
These are just stats we talk about, but we went around the world and found these animals and brought them here. Guys that have been on the run for 60, 70 plus years in total, and put them in American prisons. You can't do that unless you have a commander in chief that says law enforcement is supreme and law enforcement is going to be supreme across the country, because that's what Americans voted for in record numbers when they put President Trump back in office.
So besides myself, have many other media outlets cover this?
I haven't seen too many. You've been...
Have you seen any?
Outside of you guys, no, not really.
Outside of Fox?
No. There's been some, other podcasts and streamers that cover it. Obviously, there's a good amount of them on social media, but no, they won't touch it. And they won't touch it because President Trump did it.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put up another screen. Operation Gangster Paradise.
I'm going to be honest, Chad. I don't know who is on the top 10 that they caught, man. Shout out to them for catching motherfuckers on the top 10, though. We do give wins when wins are due. But I got to go look at their top 10 list. I'm really curious on who they picked up now.
30 pre-dawn raids, 30 alleged members of the Mexican mafia in Southern California. You've also gone after the hate groups that go after synagogues and target specific groups. Tell us about.
You said they saved 23,000 children. Where are the kids, Jacob? That's all I'm asking, man. Where are the kids, man? I haven't seen any kids be reunited with families. I haven't, are they going back to the system, to unvetted sponsors that got them in this situation to begin with? I just want to know, is this a rinse and repeat shit? Where are these kids at and where are they going?
So 2 things, Sean. When I got to the FBI, I said, what is the one thing that is causing crime across the country? Not just the influx of illegal criminals and violent actors from everywhere in the world. It was localized street gangs. And I've never talked about this because you simply can't on a 3-minute show at night. Localized street gangs that were supported. And I'm not talking TDA and MS-13. We're handling that too. Localized street gangs in LA, in Miami, in Denver, in New York, in Chicago. Do you know how many street gangs we dismantled?
I don't hate Kash Patel, but I just think Kash Patel's a nerd, bro. I think Kash Patel's just lame as hell, bro. When we can tout the wins. Kash Patel, hey, they saved 23,000 children, salute. 8 of the top 10, salute. But let's be real, man. He's turned the FBI director role into a damn rapper, bro. All of these people in this administration, they're treating these seats like they're damn rappers, bro. He's wearing custom Jordans with number 9 on it. He's passing out custom bottles of whiskey with 9th FBI director and shit. He's chugging beers with the damn Olympic team. I'm just being honest, bro. They're acting like fucking rappers, bro. They're acting like rappers, bro.
Last year, 1,800 localized street gangs have been eliminated from the streets of America through Operations Gangster Paradise, Operation Viper, and other things that we do. 1,800. That number, Sean, is a 20% increase from 2024.
And then he lied about the Epstein files, so we can't forget about that either. He lied to us, to our fucking face in national television. Actually lied to us. Said there was no credible evidence of anything, said that nothing was going on, and he just fucking lied to us, bro.
When you wipe out not just the head shed, the overseas components, the TDAs of the world, the MS-13s of the world, and you
hit the like
go
button,
down
chat.
to the root level in the streets of LA and elsewhere and wipe out. And what we did in Philadelphia, we took out, I was there on the ground, we literally took out an entire city block in West Philadelphia of a local.
And he told us he was going to release all of the Epstein files, and he's still holding 3 million of them. So, yeah, I mean, no matter how you cut the cookie crumbles, man, he lied to us, bro. He lied to us, bro.
My street gang, and they're all in prison. They're the ones dealing dope. They're the ones getting illegal firearms. They're the ones holding up everyday Americans as hostage and stealing their money and jacking their cars. That was a power that had not been unleashed. And this is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI agents have come to me time and time again and said, we have been waiting 15 to 20 years to be able to do our job on the streets of America. And they're doing it because President Trump gave us the authority.
There was credible. I mean, you got to think people lost their titles in other countries. People got arrested. People had to step down from their jobs and titles as CEOs and shit. Nothing happened in America. And if y'all are saying that there's no credible evidence that they traffic, why the fuck is Ghislaine in jail then? The same people that are sitting here saying that, oh, there actually wasn't in. Why the fuck is Ghislaine locked up? Y'all want to let Ghislaine out too? Fuck it. She didn't traffic no kids to nobody. Let her out then. That's how y'all feel.
To do it.
You know, maybe this is a good moment to pause and get into this whole ideology, philosophy. It's being pushed by the left.
And look at JD talking about, if you're talking about Iran, you have no idea what you're talking about, so just shut up. JD, you are a dick puller, bro. Like, I know nobody likes you in your real life. I can just tell by how you came in my chat. You have no friends. You have no associates. Nobody likes you. Nobody invites you to dinner. Nobody invites you to dates. Nobody invites you to the park. Nobody invites you to cookouts. Nobody invites you to fish fries. Nobody likes you, JD. Let's get them out of here.
Defund, dismantle, no bail, reimagine the police. Okay, that's some of the dumbest shit.
Jose, that's what I was trying to save you from. If you still in here, Jose, or the real whoever that was that I told to chill out, that's what I was trying to save y'all from.
I've ever heard in my life.
I mean, just look at the tragedies of this cashless bail policy. Every month we read about some violent offender who gets bail on a violent crime and goes out and does what? Murders a young American. Deals fentanyl to young school children, and they overdose and die. And that had never been highlighted except by President Trump. He is turning every democratic weaponized institution of justice on its head and challenging them to say, why aren't you passing these laws that are legal?
All right, Mandy says, wow, you're projecting hard. I like you, JD. This man's still on the Democratic plantation. Everybody say, good night, Mandy. I hope Billy tucks you in good, because your ass on the way out too. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, Mandy. I'm just going to be honest. He's coming here talking about Iran and shit. We're watching Kash Patel, the FBI director. He didn't even hang around for 30 seconds to see what the fucking conversation was. He just stepped in here throwing rocks and you want to take up for him? Go fucking pat his tears in the car, because your ass out of here too. Good night, Mandy. The fuck on, man. What's wrong with these people?
Leading to the aimless deaths of young Americans. And again, he's the one centering the focus point on law enforcement. And that's what we're doing. We have to have state and local legislators fix that problem. President Trump can't do it at the federal level, but what we can do is make sure we roll these guys up, which we're doing in record numbers, and put them behind federal bars so they don't ever get out.
Isn't it, I say this often, isn't it a prerequisite to pursue happiness? To be able to pursue it, you need law and order, you need safety and security.
Yeah.
And that's not the life many Americans live. They don't have, if you're talking about entire streets, neighborhoods that are overrun by the...
Yeah, Chad, when I ban them, man, and then they got to sit in here and listen to this shit. Or they just go to a whole nother universe. Boom, they out in the YouTube streets, man. Just threw their ass out the house like jazz, bro. Threw their ass out the house like jazz, bro.
Gangs, the mobs, the little mafia groups, and then the bigger groups, MS-13, Tren de Aragua, etc. I mean, how do people pursue happiness when they are being terrorized?
That's just it. Now.
And here goes Quintech Pest Control. Quintech said, another Trump clown. I clown around with your bitch. How about that, Quintech? How would you like that if I just clowned around with your bitch, man?
We're back on track to letting them pursue happiness. And if I could just tell a story out of my life, what I'm trying to do, what drives me every single day. You're talking to a kid, the son of parents who fled a genocidal dictatorship in East Africa, emigrated here lawfully, and watched their son become the director of the FBI. That is the American dream. But it's not about me. It's about capturing that lightning in a bottle and handing that American dream to every single kid out there. That's what President Trump's driving. More and more young Americans, more and more communities.
Bro, I'm just going to be honest with you. Kash Patel making liquor references is crazy. Handing these kids lightning in a bottle. Chat, I'm from the South, man. I'm just going to be honest with you. Lightning in a bottle is moonshine, man. I don't give a fuck what they say, bro. Lightning in a bottle is moonshine. Man, what the hell is he talking about?
Are saying the American dream, the right to pursue happiness is back. Don't listen to me. When I go out, I go to field offices across the country. I stop in cafes across the country, and people come up to me and say, thank you to President Trump, my community's safe. Thank you to President Trump, the kids in our high school aren't overdosing on fentanyl. Thanks to President Trump, gangbangers aren't shooting people like they are in the streets of Chicago, where that governor and that mayor won't let us in to help the citizens of Chicago, even though President Trump has asked time and time again.
It infuriates me, you know, since Obama became president in 2009 on the TV show, you know, we talk about...
Man, that don't got... Listen, gangbangers not shooting each other anymore, chat, because everybody realized it was a facade. Everybody realized that the gangbangers gonna tell too. Everybody was self-snitching and shit. That has nothing to do with any of that, man. Motherfuckers, Young Thug told, Gucci told, Gunna told, 6ix9ine told, everybody told, man. That's why gangbangers went and got CDLs and shit.
About the two examples in Minneapolis, where the woman tried, whatever her name is, Renee Good, and this guy Preddy, whatever his name is. However, every weekend you can predict with pinpoint certainty in Chicago how many people will be shot, how many people will be shot and killed. I've asked Democrat after Democrat on my shows, can you name one person shot in your city? They can't name one because they can't weaponize it and use it to bludgeon Donald Trump or use it politically. Isn't that how I thought every life mattered?
Let's just look at Chicago for a second, Sean. How many times does a kid under the age of 10 have to be shot and caught in the crosshairs of gang fire before they'll do anything? How many stories of that? Double-digit stories from just last year alone. That, if it had happened under any other administration, would be the only headline saying, why is law enforcement failing its citizens?
You said, what is this Keon engine off? It's an inside joke, Amber. And what's even crazier is you was in here when the inside joke was made. I don't know, Amber, man. I'm just going to be honest with you, man. I'm looking at your picture too, Amber. You know what they say about blondes, man. Like, this is an inside joke, and you were in the fucking room, Amber. What do you mean?
It's most vulnerable citizens, but they wash over it because it's President Trump and this FBI. Even without Chicago's help, Sean, we've reduced violent crime in Chicago by 25 points. By 25 points. We're doing it anyway. And
in spite of local resistance.
And if they let us in, like they did in D.C., like they did in Memphis under the president's task force, those numbers would be doubled. We'd be saving twice as many lives.
It really is amazing. Explain, and I'll put this up on the screen, the 400 FBI agents that dedicated to Indian County, or country rather, 3 brand news task force that you put together. That was a big deal that didn't get any press.
I'm so glad you brought this up. This is one of my passion projects. I think everybody in the United States of America deserves the same brand of law enforcement. Indian country, our 575 dedicated Indian tribes across the land deserve the same brand of justice. If you go onto any reservation, and I've been on more reservations as FBI director than anyone before me combined, and you talk about missing kids, you talk about murders, you talk about unsolved violent crimes, they are plagued by it. Just last week, I was in Montana on the Crow Reservation. It's the size of Rhode Island and Connecticut combined.
Wow.
They got 5 cops. 5 cops.
What?
And so what we're doing is we did a durational program last summer called Operation Not Forgotten. We just lost Operation Steadfast Promise, which is going to dedicate 400 plus agents and intel analysts across Indian country for the entire year. We solved, I think, 2,000 cases on Indian country last year alone. I want that number doubled this year. We're going to solve the mysteries behind the gruesome murder of the Emily Pikes of the world. We're not going to forget Indian country. And I'm so glad you brought it up because this is representative.
Hey, Chad, I need everyone to hit the like button, man. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal. That's how you support the channel for free. I don't know, Chad. This interview is a pretty decent interview. I'm not going to lie. Sean Hannity does always have some pretty decent interviews.
Of millions of people across the country who think they've been forgotten by law enforcement. But when I go and see them, they say, President Trump's the first guy to send law enforcement here and show up and ask for a partnership. And we're going to continue that.
Another thing that you've done, we'll get into the issue of assassination culture in a minute.
Yeah, but like I said, Sean Hannity just fits into that category of do not trust because he doesn't have any facial hair. I'm just gonna be honest with you, Chad. Any grown man with no facial hair, man, I just can't do it, bro. Like, what's to you, man? Like, damn, you grown as hell, bro. Not a mustache, not a little peach fuzz or nothing. Nothing. Yeah, nah, man. Nah, what's to you, my guy?
And then we're going to get into the culture of the FBI and what you inherited.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Dan Bongino sat in that seat and told me that there are 2 FBIs.
Yeah.
And a lot of people had to go, and a lot of people were working against both of you. But then there were other good agents that wanted to do their job. But more importantly, you know, there seems to be a targeting, and there was systemic targeting of pro-life Americans, peaceful protesters, or, you know, moms and dads that show up.
Amber, you was in here catfishing us, man. You done flipped the damn picture and shit. Let me find out you was catfishing us, Amber. Nah, man. See, that's why you gotta be careful on this internet chat, man. It'll get you. It'll get you.
Mm-hmm.
At school board meetings, they just care about the curriculum that is being taught their kids and being investigated as domestic terrorists.
This is the best example I can see right now to highlight the transformation of this FBI. We'll talk about the details of what we inherited, but it was a decades-long building of a diseased temple of weaponization. All the FBI did before Donald Trump and I was grow the size of the Washington, D.C. footprint. What do I mean by that? When I came into office, 1/3 of the entire FBI workforce was located in the national capital region in and around Washington, D.C. The prior directors and presidents, what they did, they loaded Washington, D.C. for bear so that they could put out things like the Catholic memo. They could go to school board meetings and terrorize parents and threaten them in their way of life and have the audacity to tell them it's the government and not the parents on how your child should be educated and brought up. What do? I took that and I said, 1/3 of the crime doesn't happen in the national capital region. We're putting the mission first in the field. I took 1,000 FBI agents out of the national capital region last year and permanently moved them across all 50 states. On top of that, I took 500 intel analysts, took them out of the Washington, D.C., the Directorate of Intelligence that we had seen been built up by my predecessors to sit in Washington and produce quote unquote intelligence. And I said, I don't need that weaponization. What I need is intelligence to drive operations in the field. And I sent hundreds of intelligence analysts permanently to the field, along with support staff. Then I took another.
Bro, Chad, where is Kash Patel from, bro? Like I don't know, bro. Like I want to interview like one of Kash Patel's homies, like from high school, bro. Like who hung out with this guy in school, bro?
500 FBI employees and moved them down to Redstone Arsenal, our premier advanced
in
training
Huntsville,
facility.
Alabama.
Yep, our premier advanced law enforcement training facility. I said, go train everyday cops from around the country on how to be better partners because they want us and we want them. So I reduced the footprint in Washington, D.C. This is maybe the biggest transformational change that President Trump asked for and we delivered on. And I shrunk that 1/3 footprint in D.C. by half.
Mm-hmm. All right, you have, and I'll put this up on.
Hey, Kash Patel seemed like one of those kids that just come in the cafeteria and just drink the whole carton of white milk. I'm talking about off the rip, chat. Y'all know y'all had those kids, bro. They used to come in there, bro, and like as soon as they got in the cafeteria, bro, they're gonna crack that white milk open and take it to the head, bro. I'm talking about like it's they last, bro. And the Kash Patel just rubs me like one of those guys. Come in there. I'm talking about take the whole white milk to the head, man. Like, damn, you ain't even thought about it. You like, bro, you got cereal over there, bro. Like, what are you gonna do? You got cereal, nigga.
On the screen, Operation Fighting China. One thing I have read, and I feel like a voice in the wilderness talking about it, is Chinese nationals have been buying up massive quantities of American farmland, American ranch land, and land near our military installations. Now, I can't imagine for 1 second that President Xi, I'm going to China soon with the president.
Yeah.
Look at Deanna. Any channel that asks me to survey, as soon as I enter the room, I leave. Bye. Deanna, get the fuck out, man. Nobody called for you. Nobody asked for you. Nobody's going to miss you, Deanna. I promise you, man. When you leave the house to go get groceries, nobody over there misses you either, Deanna. Just saying.
That President Xi is going to allow Sean Hannity to go in and buy land near their military installation. What the hell? Why would we ever do that?
So that's two things you highlight. One, there needs to be a congressional legislative fix because right now, the only prohibition is 1 mile in and around military installations in America.
Seriously?
So we got creative. We said, okay, while Congress works to fix that and while we work with them to fix that, what can the FBI do? So we called our state and local partners. I'll give you 2 examples.
Oh.
Down in Louisiana, with our great partner, Governor Jeff Landry, they were buying up oil rigs off the coast of Louisiana, but it was outside that 1 mile zone. So I called Governor Landry and I said, hey, this is illegal under state law. The FBI is going to help you. You know what he did? Shut down those oil rigs. In Texas, a Chinese national had bought thousands of acres of farmland in Texas and was traveling back and forth between China. He had direct.
So how do y'all feel about that, chat? How do y'all feel about foreign nationals owning land? Is it just China or should it be all foreign nationals, chat? How do y'all feel about that? Foreign national, 1,000 acres of land back and forth to China. Is that a problem or is the problem foreign nationals owning land?
Contacts and connections to the Chinese government, the CCP. We couldn't get him under the current law because it was outside of 1 mile. So what do? We found out that he had been stockading illegal firearms on his ranch. We went in and seized every...
See, chat, y'all haven't got it yet. Y'all haven't got the channel yet. Some of y'all are new. If y'all are first timers, put first in the chat and I'll try to make sure my mods give y'all some love. But why are y'all trying to save Deanna? I told Deanna not to let the door hit her on the way. She hadn't even took her fucking shoes off. Y'all always try to go against the grain, chat, and save people and shit, man. Why do y'all always put the cape on, man? This shit, right? Y'all always go against the grain, man. What's going on with y'all, man? Y'all trying to pull people out the damn streets and shit. Deanna came in here smelling like outside and shit, and y'all want to bring her back in here, man. What's going on?
Every single firearm and the entirety of that ranch. And he's still sitting in China because they won't give him back to us, but now we own it and the U.S. government has it. So we're doing things like that.
Okay, common sense would dictate that if this is happening over and over again, that this has got to be some subversive plot by the communist Chinese. They're doing it for a reason.
What's up, Shirley?
Number one, and as far as I'm concerned, our number one geopolitical foe. Why do they want ranch land, farmland, and land near our military installation if they're not trying?
Double tap the screen. What's up, Tito? Alex says this is the first time on the channel. Welcome in, Alex. My name is Plug. I am the voice of the politically homeless. I don't care if you're far left, far right, liberal, conservative, Marxist, fascist, alien, NPC. We gonna hang out, have a good time, and cover the news over here, man. Every single night at 10 p.m. Central Time.
To spy on us.
Sean, that's just it. That's what they're doing. If you look back at the last year, this FBI has arrested 47% more Chinese espionage actors, to include people that they have co-opted in every branch of the United States military. We are indicting and arresting at least multiple people a month for stealing secrets, providing classified information back to mainland China, and we are imprisoning them, including U.S. Navy sailors. You saw we did to the individual who was just charged in Delta Force.
Right.
And it's not just connected to China.
So yeah, Chad, what's up with all of the Chinese students trying to bring in pores and shit? Trying to they said they were trying to bring in fungi and pores that would have sabotaged our wheat supply and shit. They've caught like 2 or 3 of them. So it's no telling how many of them they actually sent. And now Trump wants to let, like, what is it, 600,000 Chinese students come over here? I don't know, Chad. Man. With them pores and fungi and trying to take out the wheat supply and shit, man, I don't know, Chad.
China, but it's also Russia and other entities as well. But that's how they get their tentacles across the U.S. government enterprise. And so what we're doing is seeking out those bad actors wherever they are, including within the United States government.
I mean, that to me is one of the scariest things. And now we're talking about national security. I don't think China has our best interest at heart. I think they view us as an enemy. I think they've proven it over and over again. Doesn't mean we can't. Look, if President Xi's for...
Oh, it's pores? I was saying spores and fungi and shit. My bad, OG. And then this dude gonna come in here, Zeus Fox Knight, talking about some, bro, you broke. Donate to the fucking channel. Your name is Zeus Fox Knight. You having a damn identity crisis. You don't know if you're a damn godlike entity, a fucking late night show, or a damn gladiator. Like, you got a lot fucking going on to be coming in here passing judgment on me, nigga. Donate to the channel.
For China first, I get it. Putin's for Russia first, I get it. I'm for America first, fine. However, they don't get to come into America. They would never allow Americans to do to them what we're allowing them to do to us. And I'm not saying that every person from China is bad. I'm just saying that maybe you need to buy your property a little further away from military installations. And why farmland? Why ranch land?
Because it allows them to get large swaths of property, import material and equipment, and also use that equipment to go spy on our military bases, our fixed wing and rotary
What's up,
aircraft, and our
Grapeseed?
personnel. But let me put out something that's unorthodox that was led by President Trump. Protecting national security of the utmost importance, and we're doing that against these bad actors and spies. But President Trump, in his historic meeting with President Xi in Busan last year, said, we have to engage where we can. And law enforcement has that unique opportunity to do that. And
Karen comes through supporting the channel via Super Chat. Thank you, Karen. I hope you're having a good night, Karen. Thank you for always showing up for the community, Karen. Thank you all for always showing up for me and the community, Karen.
fentanyl precursors coming out of mainland China were the ones that were killing tens of thousands of young Americans.
Right.
So he kicked the door open. You know what I did? I was the first FBI director in over a decade to go to Beijing last year. And under President Trump's authority and agreement with President Xi, we shut off all 17 illicit precursors that were being delivered to the Mexican drug nationals down in Mexico and then shipped up here. That is a huge win because we worked with the MPS, which is the Ministry of Public Security, their equivalent of the FBI. And since that time, in this law enforcement space, we have sent working groups to China. They have sent working groups here, and we are tackling money laundering, scam center compounds, which I'm sure we're going to talk about, the fentanyl and counter narcotics crisis. For the first time ever in the history of the FBI, there's a daily communication between our agents and their agents in mainland China because President Trump kicked open the door. Now, like you said,
I haven't seen a single intelligent American You probably ain't seen a lot of shit in your life. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You seem like the kind of guy that probably hasn't seen a lot, you know?
Their spy services are doing unimaginable harm to our national security. We're on that mission. But where we can work with them, because of President Trump, we are working with them, and we've seen a drastic reduction in the production of fentanyl because the Mexican drug trafficking organizations down south, we see it in the intel. It's not classified.
Haven't they been sending the raw ingredients to Mexico?
That's what they were doing. And there's very specific ingredients that make fentanyl as lethal as it is. Those were shut off thanks to President Trump and our engagement. And so now they're struggling to find the ingredients. And how do we know it's working, Sean?
Chat, hit the like button, man. We're 14 likes away from 200 likes, man. We're running behind. We hit the 2-hour mark. We not at 200 likes yet. Double tap that screen for me. Share the live out. Yeah, this is the roast out. Look, chat, man, I'm telling y'all, I do a night show for a reason. Like, y'all come in here playing with me, and I'm going, come on, chat. Come on, this is off the head, chat. This is unscripted, man. Fuck around, have a whole comedy special out here, just going in there talking about the damn chat, man. Like, this is me. Like, this is raw, unfiltered, man. I'm like this in real life. I promise to God, chat. Ask anybody that know. I'm like this for real.
Last year alone, Sean, the opioid overdose rate, death rate in America dropped 20 points. 20 points. If any president had done just that alone, saved 20% more kids, it would be banner news year round.
This is the most frustrating thing to me because it's our national treasure and they're being targeted by these cheap street drugs and they have no idea what they're taking and they're dying in droves and deaths now are coming down.
20%.
That's that. I mean, you should take a bow because, and I'm going to get into this whole issue of your predecessors because they were focused on things they never should have been focused on. And you know,
I'm just going to be honest with you, chat. I don't know if the overdose numbers are down. I wouldn't be surprised if they are. With the border being shut down, but we're not gonna act like we don't see these folks nodding in the streets. We're not gonna act like some of these cities are a zombie land, bro. I mean, chat, a strong wind to come through the downtown and knock over like 60 people. What are we talking about? Go to Austin, downtown Austin, man. A strong wind come through there might knock down 80 people, man. What are we talking about? Let's not the DMV. A gust come through the DMV, like 300 people gonna fall down, man. They nodding already. They leaning.
Oh, probably as much, if not more, than anybody in the country because you were working with Devin Nunes on all of it. All right, let me start at the beginning here, and beyond the fact that you don't get credit for anything.
Well, it's not about me.
Well, the FBI doesn't get credit.
They should.
This should be a big story that, hey, law and order works, safety and security works if you put the resources in place. They don't want to talk about that part of it. When you walked in the door, and okay, I've got to imagine within a week you realize you're drowning because of what you inherited. What you inherited, known terrorists in the country. Okay, by the way, we still know there are terrorists here. But we don't know where they are.
Yeah, that's the scary part. We're looking for them every single day because the last administration, as you highlighted, let in criminals by the thousands, violent criminals to include terrorists, and they've been sitting around and embedding themselves in our country for the last 4 years. And as we know from the Al-Qaedas and ISIS of the world, the one thing those folks have is patience.
But they came from Egypt,
everywhere,
Muslim Brotherhood. People from Iran were let into this country and let loose by Biden, Harris, Mayorkas. I mean, is it really far-fetched in the middle of a war with Iran to think that we have sleeper cells in this country?
That's what we're monitoring 24/7, 365. We're going into communities. We're using our undercover resources. We're using our online covert employees to root these folks out. And that's why you're seeing terrorist prosecutions skyrocket in terms of numbers. And people we're expelling from the countries with our partners in DHS. I think President Trump has struck the right tone. If you are a violent criminal actor, violent, the worst of the
Hey, Trump Money says, if your life is falling apart, turning to drugs is the dumbest thing someone could do for real. The old me would have debated you on that, Trump Bunny. It depends on what side of the coin you on. That's what the old me would have said. But nah, you are right. You are right.
The worst. Then we're going to put you down here. We're going to arrest you and we're going to put you down. Everybody else, if you're here illegally and committing crimes, we're going to send you back to where you came from. That twofold parallel approach is securing America and safeguarding America. And this FBI continues to have the responsibility with our intelligence community partners to make sure all the sleeper cells are rooted out.
Okay. You walk in the door, you get confirmed by the by the Senate. You get to the infamous, what is it, 7th floor, which I've never been to. I'd like to. If you
Anytime you want to
me,
come,
I can
anytime,
come.
yeah.
Okay. What did you look at? When did you realize, wow, this place is a mess? When did it dawn on you how bad it was?
I knew before getting in there. I think the worst thing that could have happened to the...
See, y'all talking about self-medicating. Everybody who turn to drugs don't get high. That's all I'm saying, Chad. I'm going to leave that one right there. Everybody who turn to drugs don't get high. When they life falling apart, a lot of people turn to drugs and they not getting high. I'm just going to say that.
The institution of weaponization and the mainstream media is the combination of President Trump and myself running the law enforcement of this country. Because as you said 10 years ago, I led the charge to expose the Russiagate conspiracy.
I need you to go back and explain that to people, because you worked on the House Intel Committee, and I love Devin Nunes. He's been a friend for a long time. I spent years of my life on TV, night after night after night.
You were one of a few.
Okay.
Just
Unpeeling
a handful.
Me, John Solomon, Sarah Carter, Greg Jarrett. I mean, there was a small group.
Hey, look at
That's what I mean.
Catherine Harris. There was not a lot of us.
Look,
we ended up being.
Listen, Real gonna talk about some, bro, you haven't stopped. Don't worry about what the fuck I be doing, Real. You sit the fuck down somewhere and get our grown folks' business, Real. Worry about the fuck I be doing.
Being vindicated. However, you were on the inside, and Devin got vindicated, and that congenital liar, Adam Schiff, was not. So let's go back to the main point. You walk in the door, you already know things are bad. You know you have work to do foundationally within the Bureau. You had to feel like you're drowning. Did you not? I would have felt that way.
You can have that feeling, and at times I certainly did, but what you can't have happen once you became the FBI director is allow it to actually drown you. And so what we did, remember,
You said, so don't say shit. That's exactly what I'm saying. Don't say shit. Stay out grown folks. What does stay out grown folks' business mean? That mean don't say exactly what I mean. You thought I wasn't gonna say that. You thought I was gonna be like, oh nah, bro. You said some real shit, bro. You need to no, hell no. I mean what I say, stay out grown folk business. Hell no, I don't say nothing.
Hit the reset button, Sean, on what we put out and proved through facts. In 2017, 2018. Remember this. It took me 2 years of my life to prove the following. That a political party in the United States of America in the 21st century would go overseas and hire some bogus intelligence asset to manufacture fraudulent, fake, unverified information, funnel that to not just the intelligence community, but the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and then take those packaged lies that they had paid for with campaign finance funds and go into a secret surveillance court and illegally spy on your opponent to be the next president of the United States. I think that was 45 seconds. That took 2 years of my life. And what did we find out? The FISA court themselves came back and said these warrants were illegal, that the FBI did not provide evidence of exculpatory evidence and innocence, and that the FBI...
I ain't gonna lie, man. Does Kash live in the mountains of Tennessee or something? Because his nose always running, man. It's like this man's always sick, bro. Like, does he have a cold year-round chat? Like, damn.
I essentially lied in those applications, and all of the information was unverified. So that was
I got you, Jason. I got it out to my people already.
And in the 4 years that we were out of office, that they continued to regenerate that institution of weaponization. So when I walked in the door, I said, we only got a bit of it. We only got maybe half of it.
Hey, y'all hear that? Oh, yeah. Oh, God. That drip is killing them, man, allegedly.
Because what did we learn in those 4 years, right? that I was illegally spied on by the likes of Rod Rosenstein and Chris Wray and you and 10 other staffers on the Hill and people who are elected to serve this country in the halls of Congress. They were actually continuing the weaponization that Donald Trump and I had exposed during Trump 1, and we caught them. So I knew walking in the door the following. These individuals, these purported leaders of law enforcement and government, are so arrogant that they write the stuff down themselves to memorialize how great they are. That's how we caught them in Russiagate. It wasn't my documents. It was their emails. It was their FISA application. It was their bogus Steele dossier. It was their unverified reporting that was documented in FBI holdings that we put out and that you covered. So I knew there were other places that that information was hidden. So
what I'm saying, chat, like, for bro, like, damn, is this a summer cold? Like, fuck, bro, it's May, man. Why is your nose still running, man? I'm just saying, man. Like, do you need a Marlboro? Do you need a Newport, man? Fuck.
Day one, I set out to find it, and we found it.
All right, I'm going to try the ribeye tonight. Okay.
Accountability, where are the arrests? We are undoing 30 years of weaponization. We are doing that while delivering record results on crime reduction in America. And we got to get it right. So we found that room that Dan Bongino talked about.
What's up, Ms. Bond?
Burn bags. Explain a burn bag.
It's basically a large paper bag that you use to destroy and literally shred and burn classified information. So we not only found burn bags in a room that was locked away in FBI headquarters.
And they weren't burned.
They weren't burned, but the room was also off the map. It wasn't on our blueprint. And nobody had access to it. So
how'd you find it?
Well, that's what we do. That's what I do. I know that these people put it in places for us to never find. But I also know what Dan talked about and you talked about. There are a lot of good people at the FBI. Now, we got rid of a lot of bad people since Trump took over.
What percentage is gone?
Every single one of the people that weaponize law enforcement is gone.
You identify them, threw them out.
And they're terminated.
Okay, so Dan's theory, and I'd love to get your thoughts on it, was he believes that people purposely saved this information, left little crumbs in a trail, like Little Red Riding Hood, wanting you to find it. That it was saved by design by good people, special agents, you know, the rank and file, good guy.
Terminated? What the fuck you mean terminated? Oh, I thought you was talking about my live. You talking about what Kash Patel talking about. Hey, don't be coming in here talking about terminated, man. Terminated means some whole other shit to me.
That want to do good. You believe that?
Hit the like button, chat. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal, chat. Double tap that screen. Also, we're 12 subscribers away from the next sub goal. Be sure to subscribe to the channel.
Because I think the rank and file wanted the FBI to be restored to what it used to be before the weaponization of law enforcement. And so what we have to do is methodically catalog all this stuff. We're triaging computer hard drives from previous directors and deputies. We're looking at the totality of information. We're finding jurisdiction. And by the way, I'm not looking at it in one jurisdiction. I've launched this investigation in multiple jurisdictions, and I can tell you that because I got the...
Now, I heard what he said, but when people say terminated in my chat, most of the time that means YouTube has suspended my live or they have removed my live. I am doing a reaction to Sean Hannity's show. So if Sean Hannity didn't want me watching this, he could copyright my live and it would just say terminated to y'all. And I wouldn't know because I'm streaming through OBS. So OBS would still be showing it, but YouTube would cut me off. I could only read the chat.
Permission of the Attorney General to tell you that. And I can tell you the following too.
Ms. VR, thank you for getting the membership, Ms. VR. Thank you for getting the membership. That's crazy. You gifted a membership to yourself. That is crazy, Ms. VR. Instead of you getting the membership, you gifted it, but it came to yourself anyway. That's wild. I have never seen that before.
Because if it's of such importance. Russiagate 1.0, they did it again. And we found them. We found the documents.
All right, I want to go back because for people that didn't live this, I lived this for years of my life. You lived this with Devin on the House Intel Committee. Now you're living it as the FBI.
Thank you, Miss Bones, for gifting LD that membership. Thank you, Miss Bones, for supporting the channel and always showing up.
I'm living it because I want to get to the bottom of it still. We've all been vindicated at different times, be it the Mueller report or the Durham report or whatever came out. Oh, we were right and the rest of the legacy media mob was wrong.
What's up, Janky?
Adam Schiff is a congenital liar. Sue me, Adam. He's a congenital liar. So we started with Comey, that press conference. Here's where things get very interesting, though. And this becomes, I think, the big.
Yeah, what's crazy is, Miss Bones, when you did that, since you gifted it to yourself, it reset your membership back to like first month. Because when you're a member, the longer you're a member, you get different badges. So if you would have just renewed it, your badge would have upgraded to like a level 2 member or 2-month member or 3-month, however long it's been. But since you gifted it and it came to yourself, it didn't level you up. That's crazy.
Beginning of this grand conspiracy that continues, and I want you to explain it, not me, but start with
Karen gifted a membership. Thank you, Karen, for gifting Caleb that membership. Thank you, Karen, for always showing up and supporting the channel. I seen where you said you're gonna send the email later. I'll be on the lookout for it.
Hillary Clinton bought and
I'm gonna pull this interview back. I see y'all are asking questions, so I'm gonna pull it back a few seconds.
live this. I lived this for years of my life. You lived this with Devin on the House Intel Committee. Now you're living it as the FBI. I'm living it because I want to get to the bottom of it still. We've all been vindicated at different times, be it the Mueller report or the Durham report or whatever came out. Oh, we were right and the rest of the legacy media mob was wrong. Adam Schiff is a congenital liar. Sue me, Adam. He's a congenital liar. So we started with Comey, that press conference. Here's where things get very interesting, though. And this becomes, I think, the beginning of this grand conspiracy that continues. And I want you to explain it, not me, but start with Hillary Clinton bought and paid for dirty Russian disinformation dossier. She uses money. They hire Fusion GPS. Fusion GPS hires Christopher Steele. He has a series of documents that he puts together. They're all complete bullshit in the end. But that then becomes the dossier. Okay.
So in the black community chat in the South, we have a word for that. When people fabricate documents and just put some shit together to get the job done that they want to get done, we call that pencil whipping. We call it pencil whipping. When you're playing a game and someone's keeping score and they cheating, we call that pencil whipping. Straight up.
Okay.
And the media was in on it, remember?
Yeah.
When you're at work adjusting the numbers to make shit look right, that's pencil whipping. All of that shit's pencil whipping.
Use circular reporting. They leaked that information to the media. Remember what then Deputy Director Andy McCabe, who's constantly on TV talking about the integrity of the FBI. As Deputy Director of the FBI, he impermissibly and without permission leaked information about the Hillary Clinton investigation to the media.
Yeah.
Then, on top of that, when he was investigated by the Department of Justice, he lied to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm not going to be taking any lectures on ethics and how to run the FBI from a then deputy director who abused his position to continue the weaponization of justice. And we're looking at that. And the scheme you just laid out, is the exact same scheme they replicated when Donald Trump decided to run again. And that's the investigation I'm tying everything to.
I would argue there may be three, but we'll get to that. Let's go in chronological order. Okay. So they knew, even Brennan knew the dossier was political back, and he was warning the administration.
So before he got his job here, Chad, had Kash Patel ever been like a police officer? Had he ever been like anything to do with the FBI and law enforcement?
At the time, that's Obama.
Mm-hmm.
that she's putting together this dossier on Donald Trump. Okay, Bruce Orr, a little interesting. His wife worked for Fusion GPS. Put it together.
I'm not gonna lie, Chad. Just think about that shit, bro. Think about you being at the job for 25 years, 30 years. You think that you finally got your shot. They post the job description on the website. You apply, and they bring in fucking Kash Patel to be your boss. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. I know they was pissed.
Didn't he warn that it was political and shouldn't be trusted in August of 2016?
John Brennan, or sorry?
Brennan and Bruce Orr.
They all knew it was bogus. I mean,
they all knew.
But just think about this, Sean. Take a step back. Then the then director of the CIA, the then Associate Deputy Attorney General of the Department of Justice for the United States of America, along with other bad actors that we've identified, including the media and Fusion GPS, got together and continued that.
Hey, Chat, and to make it worse, what if they interviewed you? What if they were like interviewing you, like, yeah, you know, such and such is coming, we're going to interview. You have an interview goes well, you know everybody that interviewed you, that everybody's been talking, you know, for the last 3-4 years, like, hey, you know, you're the next man up, you keep doing what you're doing, and they bring in Kash Patel to be your boss. Oh my God, Chat. You know, that happened to me at one of my jobs, Chat. That happened to me at one of my jobs. Now, mind you, I had been on the job for like probably 11 months, not even a full year. And they posted the job description on the back door of the building. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna apply for that motherfucker. I'm like, but before I applied, because you know when you apply, it's like a little window. You know, they're going to leave it open for a while. But while that window was open before my interview, I went and took some continuing education certificates and got some continuing education certificates. And I took a CGMP course, just some shit that I knew the other people that was applying for the job wasn't going to have. I already had, you know, college on there. And Chat, do y'all know they gave me the fucking job? Like, I'm talking about those people that have been there 10 years. It was people that have been there 5 years, man. Like, 3 people quit, bro. Like, that shit happened. They gave me that job, bro. Like, I killed the interview too, Chat. I'm talking about I killed the interview, bro. They gave me that job, like 3 people quit. Boy, that was mad as fuck.
Narrative anyway, because then President Obama said, we have to be able to say what? The one thing that they needed to be able to say to take a wrecking ball to President Trump's presidency before he got in the door, that there was Russian collusion.
Okay, so now take it a step further. That becomes the basis of not 1, but 4 FISA warrants, even though it was unverified and unverifiable because it wasn't true, correct?
Yeah. And when we first informed the FISA court of that, when I was working on House Intel, they wrote us a letter back and said, you guys are dead wrong.
Hell nah, grapeseed, it wasn't cheaper labor, man. It was not cheaper labor. What's crazy is, you want to know what's even crazier, grapeseed? I came in as a new hire making more than the people that had been there 5 years, 6 years. I came in as a new hire making more than them. So first day through the door, I'm already making more than them, and they don't know it. Like, you know, this one of those jobs where they're like, hey, don't discuss your pay with anybody else. Like, yeah, it was one of those situations. Like, I came through the door making more than them.
Fast forward.
The FISA court wrote that to you?
And
I didn't know that.
And fast forward, later on in our investigation, the FISA court would quietly put out an opinion themselves stating that we are rescinding. I don't think that's ever happened before. We are rescinding the FISA warrants that were used to illegally surveil President Trump.
When was this?
This was about a year after our investigation was completed, probably 2018.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it was, Chat. Like, I came through the door making like $1, maybe $1.25 more than them. Then when I cross-trained, I got $1 raise. So now I'm making like damn near $2 more than them. Like, yeah, $2 more than them for sure. 11 months in, I get the new position, so that comes with the raise. Now I'm making like damn near probably like 8, 9 bucks more than them, bro. In 11 months, they was mad as fuck, Chad. I ain't gonna lie, they was mad as fuck. One woman, bro, she cleaned her locker out that day, bro. Like when they announced that I was hired, bro, like she cleaned her shit out that day. She was done, bro. She was done. She was from Wisconsin too. She had a Wisconsin accent. I'm from Wisconsin. She packed her shit that day, bro.
Okay, so by that time, the year of spying was over. Carter Page's life was ruined, and they had a backdoor to the Trump campaign and Trump world.
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, you can't even write this in a spy novel.
No, Hollywood couldn't come up with it.
You
They
couldn't
wouldn't.
come up with a story.
No.
Okay, so now we're going to get a little bit, we're going to go in a little bit deeper. Of the 4 FISA applications, because they have to get renewed every 3 months, 3 of the 4 of them were signed by James Comey. At least 3 or 4. 3. He signed the first 3. And I think who was?
But Chad, in all honesty, Chad, can I keep it all the way real with y'all, Chad? Like, just no bullshit. I was the best person for that job. I wrote the investigations. I'm the one who had to do the risk analysis, write the investigations, type all of this shit up, basically save our ass at the company. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm knowing, like, straight up. If this shit ain't right, the investigation ain't right, if I don't find the contributing factors and actually type this shit coherent to where they can understand what went on in the investigation, we're fucked. I was damn near the only one in the center that could do the shit. I'm just gonna be honest with you, Chad. I was probably damn near the only one that could do it, bro. Now that they got Chat GPT and AI and shit, they might be all right. But at that time, bro, like I'm telling you, Chad, some of those people in there that couldn't even put a sentence together, bro. I mean, they couldn't even put a actual sentence together, let alone a paragraph or a damn investigation.
Was it Rod Rosenberg, I think, signed the 4th one?
Well, so FISAs have to be signed by 2 people.
Yeah, correct.
On the Department of Justice side, out of the Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General.
Right.
And on the FBI side, out of the Director of the FBI or the Deputy Director of the FBI.
Now, when you fast forward a couple of years later, and Lindsey Graham was doing the questioning, and everyone that signed those FISA warrants was asked, knowing what you know now, would you sign the FISA warrant?
What up, Todd?
Every one of them said, oh, no, not knowing what I know now. Here's the problem I have with that.
Hang on, let me hit pause on that for a second.
But
knowing what you know now, why didn't they bother to figure it out then? Why didn't the FBI?
Here go Janky Gang talking about I was the police. Nah, but what they used to call me at work, Janky Gang, was the principal because I was quality assurance. So at my job, I'm quality assurance. So you got production and then you got quality. Quality can't touch any product or be in any part of the manufacturing process because quality can't review our own work. We got to keep the shit in compliance, make sure we're under code, make sure we don't get any violations because those violations might end up in a fine at the end of the year. So I wasn't the police, but it was damn near like the principal though. Like when I came through, motherfuckers got to straightening up and getting right and shit, man. Real talk. But I wasn't just an asshole. Like I wasn't just gonna get nobody in trouble. Like that shit had to damn fall in my lap. Like I tell people to tighten up, but shit, if some shit go on, something happen in there, shit, motherfucker gotta do an investigation. We gotta do a risk analysis. We gotta find the contributing factors. Where did this shit go wrong, nigga? You better hope you can piss clean, man.
Under Comey, and why didn't the FBI and DOJ under Rosenstein and company and McCabe and all those people bother?
Nah, I wasn't no asshole on everything, chat. I used to help with what I could because y'all gotta understand, chat. I went from production into quality assurance. I didn't go straight into quality. So I knew what production was dealing with. So I was cool. I was the coolest QA on the clock. On God, I was cool, but they didn't play with me though. Because I came from production, they didn't play with me. They had a different level of respect for me because I came from production. And when I was in production, I put it down. Like I put it down in production. So now that I'm in QA, it's like, hey, y'all know how this shit go. Ain't nothing changed because I'm on this other side, boy. Get that shit together. Straight up. And we gonna get this money. We gonna get this money. We getting these bonuses. We getting all that, man. Get that shit together.
Other to do the verification work. They didn't want to do it because they knew if they did it, they would find the same thing we proved, which it was completely bogus.
And what was you as the House Intel Committee, Devin Nunes, you were his lead guy. And that's when I first got to really know you well. Here's the interesting part, because I went back and Greg Jarrett actually walked me through the statute. The FISA statute actually says that if at any point information, now again, it was unverified and unverifiable. If at any point you find out information you presented to a FISA court is not true, you have an obligation at that moment to go back to the court. So they're telling, you know, a Senate committee, knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have signed that warrant. However, why didn't they go back? They did not follow the statute of the law. How did they not get held accountable for that?
Well, that's what we are literally in the process of doing right now. That's what I'm saying. I want accountability yesterday, and the American people deserve it. But to peel back, to get to that point, to be able to have the FBI and DOJ do that in the 21st century of the United States of America, it takes decades of layering on and creating this diseased temple of corruption. We exposed it. That's step one, right? And then I can't speak to.
Yeah, chat. Quality was a gravy job. I put on like 40 pounds. When I first went to quality, chat, it got to the point to where one day my pen fell under my desk, chat, and I struggled to get my damn pen. I said, oh, fuck. Yeah, this shit stops today. I went on a 10-day fruit diet, and you know I got a pretty good metabolism, so shit, I dropped the weight pretty quick. But yeah, I put on some pounds back there in quality, man. I'm talking about eating. That's when McDonald's had the buy one get one free with the breakfast sandwich. So I'm coming at a bitch every morning eating two sausage egg McMuffins, man. On lunch I'm gonna eat again. Then they always feeding us. I'm talking about feeding us everything, bro. I'm talking about Cracker Barrel. I'm talking about Nukes, Pizza Hut, Domino's, man. Sandwiches. They in there cooking tacos and shit, man. I put on like 40 pounds soon as I got in quality assurance, bro. Soon as I got back there, I put on like a immediate 40.
Why folks in previous administrations didn't do that? I wasn't in the job that I am in now. But that's what we're doing now. And that's why President Trump and we and me and you are the targets, because they know the truth. So they are breathlessly going on TV and radio every single day and just making personal attacks. Note what they're not doing, Sean. They're not attacking the FBI for reducing the murder rate by 20 points. They're not attacking the FBI.
How could they attack that anyway?
They're not. And this stat I've never released before. Again, we say stats, and some of my team doesn't love it when I use stats because.
That's what I'm saying, chat. Like the job that I had, like I went and got continuing education, so I can actually now I can be more than just quality. It's a little different. I went for project management, but the job was so cool because you had to just run reports. So you got to run your reports in the morning. You got to make sure. Then you got to go through and do your daily tasks. So it got to the point to where when I got out of training, everything was about making it a process, making it as efficient. You know, like boom. It got to the point to where I had to look like I was busy, man. That shit was so cake. I would get done with everything, and as long as didn't fuck up, I was good. I used to walk around the office fast just to look like I was busy, so when nobody asked me to do shit. I'm talking. I'll walk around that chat like it's on my mind. I'm talking about I'm walking like this, chat. Hold on. I got a book of papers like this, chat. I'm talking about I'm walking about like this. Hey, I'm shooting through there. Hey, I'm walking by everybody's door, man. Hey, listen, before they could see who walked by the fucking door, chat, I was through there, bro. Don't talk to me about nothing, nigga. Nothing, bro. Nothing, bro. My job is done, bro. Nothing. I'm walking through that bitch like I got something important to do. I ain't doing a motherfucking thing, man. I didn't have nothing to do. All my shit was done. I'm just walking around this bitch fast to look busy.
Because it's a quick hit, but there's people behind these stats. State by state, this FBI has reduced violent crime in every single state by an average of 10 percentage points.
So there's another part to this. After the 2016 election, in spite of the dirty dossier, the FISA warrants, the lying, the break that Comey gave Hillary Clinton to keep her in the race, obviously he had a dog in that race. He wanted Hillary to win. Then we have senior career intelligence officials. They do an assessment, an ICA it's called, after the 2016 election. They determined beyond any, Russia played no part in the election. That was senior career intelligence guys.
From the
Yeah, Chad, I'm talking about that shit used to be funny, Chad. Like, I'm talking about funny. And y'all want to know what was even funnier about it? Nobody knew. Nobody fucking knew, Chad. Not one person in that office knew that I wasn't doing a motherfucking thing, that I didn't have nothing to do, Chad. They didn't know because I didn't let them know I cracked code, bro. I didn't let them know how efficient I had got at this shit. For what? Y'all not finna make me do extra shit at this bitch? No. Nigga, nobody knew. Production didn't know because they don't know what goes on in quality. It's only 3 fucking quality people in the building. My boss don't care. Long as she ain't gotta do shit, she don't give a fuck. I'm telling you, Chad, that nobody knew. Nobody.
The Obama administration.
From the Obama.
The workers didn't know, bro. Nobody knew it. Literally, nobody knew. Everybody thought I was busy as fuck. Like I was just working my ass off. It was just, I was efficient. Everything was always up to par. Everything was perfect. No mistakes. But it had just got so easy, Chad. I mean, like literally, Chad, within the first hour and a half in at work, I'm done. I'm waiting to do my closing shit. As long as nothing fucks up, I was done.
Administration. A meeting in the Oval Office in December, after that assessment came out, it had, correct me if I'm wrong, Obama, Biden, I believe Brennan was there, Clapper was there.
No, they didn't know. They didn't know because I told you I was doing investigations. So you got to understand that, like, I might be working on 3 investigations at the same time. So I would be done. I just didn't, I just had to sign off on the shit. But, when you working an investigation, you got to wait for shit to come in and shit, it's processes and shit. And since I'm handling the shit, it's like, shit, they don't know that I got to go talk to such and such over here and see what happened and then go over there and then it's rotating shifts. So such and such and I might not be at work while I'm at work. So I got to wait till the next. They don't know. They don't know shit. They don't know shit.
There, all the players are in there. Obama, according to reports, if you know more, please tell me, says he didn't like that assessment, demands another one. They get another assessment. It contradicts the senior career intelligence assessment. So at that point, then they get the assessment that said, oh, Russia did interfere. Is that not the predicate to set up Donald Trump?
Hey, Chad, one time I was at work, right? So one time I was at work and I had a special vape. Y'all know what kind of special vape I'm talking about. I had a vape, right? But it was a special vape. And I had it in the little bitty pocket of my jeans. I had on some jeans, Chad, and you know how you got your regular pockets? You got the regular pockets and then you got that little bitty pocket that's above it, like where you put your lighter and shit at. Yeah, so I had my special vape in that pocket, Chad, and I'm sitting next to my boss. I'm in training at the time. I'm sitting next to my boss. I'm in training. And I just start smelling it, bro. I'm like, ain't no way. I'm like, damn, somebody smoking. And whole time, chat, it's the way that I'm sitting down. It's the way that I'm sitting down. The button's pushed on the vape. So it's just burning. It's like, but she can't hear it, chat. So when I tell you, bro, the whole office smells like gas, bro. I'm talking about gas, bro. Like it's thick in there, bro. I'm walking around that motherfucker acting like I'm looking for the smell, chat. I had to. I'm quality, man. I'm walking around and be like, I don't smell it over here. I don't smell it over there. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is, man. Oh shit.
For his first term, Russia, which went on for years, and you were a big part of investigating it.
That's it. You summed it up perfectly. That's what happened.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Explain what that setup means.
They lost the election, and so what they wanted to do was kneecap the presidency of Donald Trump and set him up to fail. And so they breathlessly put out that false narrative about Russia and collusion over and over and over again. Remember, these same people in Trump 1, Rosensteins and Comeys and McCabe's of the world, were the ones that proposed wearing a wire under the 25th Amendment to record Donald Trump. That's not me saying it. That's the documents we found. Again, their arrogance, they wrote it down, we put it out. Can you imagine if Obama or Biden's FBI or DOJ proposed to wear a wire in the Oval Office to record the president of the United States? Would we not still be talking about that?
Well, think back. Again, Donald Trump is running, and Hillary is paying for this dirty dossier, unverified, unverifiable. And James Comey looks at it, didn't know anything about the authenticity of it. Then he makes this famous trip to Trump Tower. Well, and this is where, first of all, I've known Donald Trump for 30 years. It made me laugh when I heard it because I knew it was complete.
Hey, Chad, I remember one time too at work. It was this girl I had got into it with her. Well, I didn't really get into it with her, but she said some slick shit, you know what I'm saying, to me. So I really just never cared for her. Man, one time, Chad, she had made some lemon cookies, right? She had made some lemon cookies, bro. And when I tell you I ate all them hoes, Chad, all of them, man, all the lemon cookies, Chad. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, Chad. I feel bad now that I'm thinking back on it. I ate all the lemon cookies, Chad. I didn't eat literally all of them. But like 65, 70% of them, bitch, I ate like 65% of them, Chad. I'm talking about ran through them, bro.
Utter BS. Well, there was a report, sir, that you might have been in the Ritz-Carlton in Moscow, and you might have had hookers in your room urinating on you. Okay, if anyone knows Donald Trump, he is the biggest germ phobe. Him and Howard Stern, the biggest germ phobes in the world. And so it wasn't true, but Comey knew it wasn't true.
There's something more basic to it than that.
Yeah.
The dossier, which now everyone has said. When I first saw it, I said, let's just do some investigative 101. Does that hotel with that room even exist in Moscow? It doesn't. It literally doesn't exist.
Whoa. This is the first I'm hearing it. What? Come on.
Serious. So we looked it up. Doesn't exist. A hotel exists, not with that room.
And all right, Chad. And then too, Chad, it was only like three men that worked at the job, Chad. It was like 3 men that worked at the whole job. Like maybe 3, 4, give or take, depending on what time y'all talking about, right? So when I sign up for the job, you know, they try to make it seem like I'm finna be security in this bitch too. Like if something happened, you know, I'm saying like, whoa. Like that didn't come with the job description, right? So I got a coworker. One day I go in the bathroom and I see a fucking pistol. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa, somebody just left their fire in here. And I know who fire it is because I know who just came out the bathroom, Chad. And I told him he left his fire in the bathroom, man. Chad. Now that I think back on it, like I put a lot of trust in him, didn't I?
Not in that location. It's available on the internet. Anybody at the FBI could have verified that. They didn't do it on purpose because the narrative, the salacious and fake narrative against Donald Trump was what they wanted out there to kneecap his presidency because they knew we were uncovering their FISA fraud. So once we caught them doing that, what's the next best thing? Continue the narrative anyway. Continue the narrative to make sure President Trump doesn't succeed. And thankfully to your reporting.
That's what I'm saying, chat. Like, I didn't even think about it. Like, he could have been fucking on one that day. Like, he could have came in there on one that day, and like, I just didn't even think about it. I mean, it's so common where I'm from that fuckers got they file on them like shit. It didn't even rub me the wrong way, which everything did go good. Like, he wasn't tripping. But now that I'm like not in the job no more, I'm like, damn, what I've done that again, man. Or would I just left it there, Chad? What would have been? What if I would have just left it there, Chad? I wasn't quality assurance at this time, though. I was still in production. But what if I had just left it there?
And just a select few others, and we were vilified for it then, we got the truth out. And now the American people, when you fast forward across the 4 years that President Trump was out of office and now that he's back in office for the first year, it's right to be focused on this. It's right to be pissed off about it. Because what law enforcement should be doing is what we talked about at the top of the show, doing cop work.
I want to read Dan Bongino's famous tweet. First, I want to know what you thought. Did he talk to you before he sent it out? The infamous Bongino, holy shit. All right, let me read it to you.
Yeah, read it to me.
It says, during my tenure here as the deputy director of the FBI, I've repeatedly relayed to you that things are happening that may not be immediately visible, but they are happening. He said, the director and I are committed to stamping out public corruption and the political weaponization of both law enforcement and intelligence operations. It is a priority for us. But what I have learned in the course of our properly predicated and necessary investigations into these aforementioned matters has shocked me down to my core. I'll continue in a minute. I've known Dan like I've known you for years. This is not written lightly.
No, we talked about it.
We cannot run a republic like this. I'll never be the same after learning what I've learned. We're going to conduct these righteous and proper investigations by the book, and in accordance with the law, we are going to get the answers we all deserve. And as with any investigation, I cannot predict where it will land, but I can promise you an honest and dignified effort at truth, not my truth or your truth, but the truth. God bless America and all those who defend her respectfully, Dan. Okay, that thing pops. I've known this guy forever. He did not write that lightly.
No, we talked about it. Look.
You talked about it before he sent it out?
Yeah, of course.
And you said send.
We were the best partners. Dan was easily the best hire I've made or I'll ever make.
He told me he only wanted to go a year.
That was the agreement. I said, hey, man, we need you. When we were first talking about it, he said, I can give you a year. I said, give me a year. We'll take it. And
he is a good man.
Here's the difference. We are doing it by the book. That's why it takes time.
Hey, Dan Bongino took that year off and fucked himself, man. He went from having a #1 podcast to might be over with.
That's why it takes time to build a prosecution team in different jurisdictions to look at this, to get the grand jury subpoenas out, to put witnesses.
Yeah, these them honey high wings, chat. But y'all know what? They didn't give me any ranch. I don't know if I left it in the bag or what.
In the grand jury, which we've put a ton of witnesses in the grand jury. That's what they don't do. They don't play by the rules. They don't play by the book. But we do, because as Dan said, we got to do this right. We got one shot at it. We're not going to do it fast just to get the headline. We're going to take our time and get it done right and get everybody that was involved under the microscope.
But when you say, the amount of corruption, this is a priority, and that we cannot have a republic. We cannot run a republic like this. I interpret that to mean, and I want your impression. I mean, were the FBI directors, tell me about Comey. Trump always refers to him as a bad, dirty cop. Is he right?
Yeah, look at Russiagate. You can't do that if you're stupid. He's not dumb. You can't go out and give that Hillary Clinton press conference if you're stupid or dumb. It's intentional to seed the narrative and to cover up their dirty work. And so he built a team around him, which we obviously got rid of, that would advance that narrative, that crippled the credibility of the FBI. And that's the one thing we've been fixing. It's not me saying it. The FBI's credibility before Donald Trump got back into office was cratering because of this, and cratering because they didn't tackle violent crime and didn't tackle national security issues. I mean, just look at how fast it changed.
How could they be if they're involved in all this political intrigue and sabotage?
And that's what hurt the mission the most. The heroes of this mission under President Trump and this FBI are in the field. That's why we're giving them the resources. That's why we're bringing in things like AI. AI was never used at the FBI till we got there, literally.
That's crazy.
I'm using it everywhere. I'm using it in places to like our criminal justice information system database so we can pop fingerprints immediately and get fugitives and arrest warrants out. I'm using it in places like our National Threat Operations Center. I'll give you an example. They wanted to do it human by human. Can you imagine how many tips the FBI gets a week? Thousands. If we had just humans look at it, we would never sift through them all. I put AI in there. We stopped a school massacre in North Carolina because we got a tip and we were able to triage it with artificial intelligence.
Wow.
We stopped a school shooting in New York because we got a tip from our private sector partners who are building our AI infrastructure because we were able to. I mean, just think about the old school movies like, Patriot Games and stuff. Remember, they get the fingerprint screens up and it's going and they'll say, we'll see you in a couple of days when we get a hit.
Yeah.
Now those hits are instantaneous because we are welcoming in artificial intelligence.
What's up, Paul?
The former FBI rejected that notion because they knew that wasn't their focus. Their focus was on weaponization, not modernization. They literally, my predecessors didn't spend 1 second modernizing the FBI. They kept calling it the premier law enforcement agency in the world, but they failed to give the people in the field the resources that they need. They failed to give our SWAT operators, our tactical operators, our hostage rescue teams the tools they needed. Sean, our guys, just to give you an example, are doing dynamic hostage rescue operations on a weekly basis with night vision goggles that don't work. That's not
You gotta be kidding.
hyperbole. That's a fact. So I called my partners at DOW and I said, I need an assist. They were like, Roger that, we got you covered. Why? The question the American people should be asking is, why didn't this so-called premier law enforcement agency of the world, why didn't they resource it? Why didn't they build a backbone infrastructure? Why didn't they go out to the private sector and say, hey, we need your help? Donald Trump kicked that door open. I've got every major tech company in the world embedded in the FBI, rebuilding our internet capabilities, our classified systems, and the ability for artificial intelligence to be in our counterterrorism program. So we can get instantaneous.
Chad, hit the like button, Chad. We behind on the likes, man. We 25 likes away, man. Double tap that screen.
They never answered that question. And the mainstream media doesn't ask the question as to why our predecessors kept putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot to attempt to triage the broken system of the FBI. We spent the last year, this is one of the things I'm most proud of, rebuilding our entire backbone infrastructure, because an agent in the field in Omaha should have the exact same toolkit as a guy in New York City. No different. Our SWAT operators should be using machines. They didn't have Bearcats in the field. We got them to Bearcats in the field. You guys want these guys kicking down doors and dropping fast roping off helicopters?
You just have missed to scroll up. What did I miss?
And things like that, and rescuing kids like we just did in Alabama the other week, in the middle of the night from a guy who's holding a young woman at gunpoint. We got to give them the tools that they need. And none of them bothered to do it. They just kept repeating the past hyperbole and resting on the history of the FBI saying, we're great and we're going to get there. How come Chris Wray didn't fight for a budget for this FBI in his 5 years and saw a declination in funds year over year for his entire directorship?
If Comey's a dirty cop, you know, I know this issue in the indictment 8647. Okay, I think he's completely full of shit when he says that, oh, I just thought it was an interesting shell formation. Okay, every American knows what 8647 means. What an interesting shell formation. My wife suggested that I put it on Instagram. I'm like, okay, good luck with that. But to me, that's the low-hanging fruit for him, which is why I want to get into what the grand conspiracy will be. But first, if Comey was a dirty cop, Director Wray used to always go. He'd always warn about a pop.
Flats, Jason, flats.
Some type of apocalyptic, meltdown in the country. But then he never did a thing to secure the borders, and he kept letting these millions of people come from 200 plus countries. And That frustrated me. I felt that those were all CYA appearances before Congress or the Senate. So my question is, how do you describe Director Wray?
Look, I don't spend my days thinking about Director Wray. He paid lip service to the American people to say we have all these investigations, but didn't reduce crime. That's the result. The results speak
Good
for
night,
themselves.
Karen.
In 1 year, in 14 months with President
Good night, Karen. I hope you have a good night and a good day tomorrow, Karen. We'll see you on the next one.
Trump, this FBI has done more than the prior two guys combined. Those are the
4
hard
years,
facts.
they got 4 of the 10 top most wanted. In a little over a year, you got 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes.
That shows that the mandate of the FBI has been restored by President Trump. That shows that the people in the field...
You're not playing politics. You're not out to screw the next Democrat. You're there to stop crime.
That shows the breadth of cooperation we're getting from people like the government of Mexico, the government of India, China, Russia even. And we're getting these fugitives from all over the world, and we're sending our people to go get them. I was there on the ground in Mexico when we got the Ryan Weddings of the world. When they said you couldn't get them, you couldn't find them. We created operations to go and flush these guys out, and we're getting them all in record speed. We went to the government of India and said, hey, there's a gal over there on our top 10 most wanted list who murdered her handicapped 5-year-old son. They found her in a week for us, and we went and brought her back. They could have done that in the Biden administration. They could have gotten Ryan Wedding. They could have gotten the rapist in North Carolina who was our most wanted fugitive. They could have done all that work. They didn't, because they were focused on keeping the status quo. And that's what the American people hated the most. That's why I believe they voted Donald Trump back into office again, because they wanted to change the status quo in Washington, D.C.
He needs a cigarette. Damn.
On Capitol Hill, and the way this FBI represents itself across the country.
Walk through the next level. We got all the way through 2016. They set him up like a bowling pin because it took a career senior intelligence officials' assessments about there was no Russian interference. They used the dirty dossier to backdoor spy on candidate Trump, transition team Trump, and then later the Trump administration. Carter Page is a nice guy. My understanding is he was a hero. He used to work with 3-letter agencies. Is that your assessment of him too?
That's the public information that's out there. That's correct.
Yeah, I mean, that's public. And he told me directly that he would always help out our government. He was a patriot. Now, Trump has to deal with that for 3 years. But there's more to the story. There's a bigger, broader case. The reason that the grand conspiracy, which you have said you're looking into, is so critical because the low-hanging fruit on Comey, 8647, while important for sure, is not the worst of what this guy did. And unfortunately, the statute of limitations ran out because you had the intervening Biden years. They were never going to investigate the guy that did all this work for them. However, if there is a grand conspiracy, there are no statute of limitations.
Well, and also if they did it again. Right? The win here is not just holding these people accountable. The win here is making sure that the FBI, DOJ, and the entire government are never able to do this again to anyone else. That's what President Trump has said repeatedly. He was the ultimate target, but he wants to make sure that this can never happen to anyone ever again. That is the ultimate win for our republic. And it's not just the statute of limitations thing. These people, as I said earlier, are so arrogant that they ran back the same playbook. That's what we uncovered.
Isn't it then important then that those that were involved in it be held accountable?
All of them.
All of them.
Every single one of them.
Okay, so how do we get from it began here in 2016, July, the press conference, all the way through the setup for 2017 and Trump's coming in, and explain how it continues from there?
That's the part that I got to be a little careful about. What I was saying earlier is...
No, you don't have to be careful. I know what you mean.
They ran it back again. I don't mean in 2016 and 17. I don't mean in 2021. I mean they ran it back just now.
Explain.
In the last election. In the one that just put Trump back in office. They ran the same playbook of getting regurgitated, bogus information, funded by political operatives, seeded into the intelligence community, and that's what we figured out and unlocked. And that is what I spend most of my time when it comes to the de-weaponization of government
Here we go.
focused on collecting those bad actors, getting grand juries, getting prosecutors, and building teams around the country, not just in one location, to look at that, because these people haven't stopped. The same actors were involved yet again. And so that, when you say grand conspiracy, I think the American public thinks one thing. When I hear it, I'm talking about the breadth of the entirety of it. And we are putting it all in one place. And that's the crux of what we're doing right now.
And explain.
All right, chat. That's enough for Kash Patel, man. Hashish Patel. We're going to move on, chat. Double tap that screen, shut a live out.
All right, you're watching live now. I'm Austin.
And we worked with Doug and Interior and Parks. And these guys have been fantastic. So we're putting a beautiful surface on. It's called, the coloring it's like a swimming pool, but industrial strength, much stronger. And I think you're going to see something that's amazing. Very interesting is we took they took 12 garbage trucks full of garbage that was under the water that people didn't see, but they knew it was there. It was a real mess. And you're going to have basically industrial strength. It's going to last, I would say, 50 years. It's going to last a long time. And you'll have no leak, guaranteed no leak. And it's going to be something very special. And it's going to be a beautiful color. The problem, the color was never good because basically it had a gray stone underneath, whether it was the concrete or the granite. It was a gray stone. And now we actually, sidewalk surfaces, they're fixing that.
On June 23rd of this year as part of Freedom 250. And again, we've never had a president like President Trump who's carried more
grand, even more grand, because that's one of, I would say that's the best right now. There are 59 triumphal arcs.
I'm trying to get to the questions.
But not a filthy capital. It's such a country, beautiful.
Are you all legal?
Actually, from Oklahoma, the answer is probably yes.
Indians. Yes, sir. Talk to 'em.
So you're here pretty much until this gets finished?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Are you with the company, with the contract?
I'm with those two men behind you, yes, sir.
That's good. You got a good-looking crew back there, fellas, huh?
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
I'm from Plain, Oklahoma.
Here against the backdrop of war in Iran. Why focus on all these projects right now?
You know why? Because I want to keep our country beautiful and safe. Beautiful also. This place was a disgusting place. It was Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, and we had a terrible I don't know, you probably don't see dirt, but I do. And you walk down this pond, if you would have walked down, they'll tell you better than anybody. They had to take 11 or 12 truckloads of garbage out of that lake, out of that water, and it sat there for years like that. And that's not what our country is about. Our country is about beauty, cleanliness, safety, great people, not a filthy capital. And such a stupid question that you asked.
Oh my God.
We're fixing up the reflecting pond to the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, and you say, why are you fixing it up? Because you can understand dirt maybe better than I can, but I don't allow it. This is one of the worst reporters.
Trump talking crazy.
She's saying, why would you bother fixing this?
Bro, Trump is on my type of timing right now, chat. Why is Trump over there talking crazy like he's in a YouTube chat with me? Chat, I haven't seen it happen like this before, chat. I haven't seen it happen like this.
Maybe better than I can, but I don't allow it. Question you asked. We're fixing up the reflecting pond to the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, and you say, why are you fixing it up? Because you can understand dirt maybe better than I can, but I don't allow it. This is one of the worst reporters. She's with ABC Fake News, and she's a horror show. She's saying, why would you bother fixing this up? Why would I bother taking 11 or 12 truckloads of filth out of the water in front of the Lincoln Monument? That's what made our country great. Beauty made our country. People made our country great. A question like that is a disgrace to our country. Any other questions?
Mr. President, I'm also with ABC News. Can I ask you
Fake
about
news.
the hantavirus? Have you been briefed on the virus?
Yes, I have.
Can you tell us what you've learned in these briefings?
Well, I think you're going to be told everything, and you already have. It's very much, we hope, under control. It was the ship, and I think we're going to make a full report about it tomorrow. We have
Nah, them wings already gone, real. Them wings been gone, man.
a lot of people, a lot of great people are studying it. It should be fine. We hope. I hope not. I mean, I hope not. We'll do the best we can, yeah. Go ahead.
Mr. President, detail your meeting with President Lula today. Was there anything agreed on between the two?
We had a great meeting with the president of Brazil. We're doing a lot of trading, and we're going to do some increased trading. We talked about tariffs. We talked about, you know, they would like to have some tariff relief. But we had a very good meeting. He's a good man. He's a smart guy.
Mr. President, after these strikes, is the ceasefire with Iran still on?
Yeah, it is. It's they trifled with us today. We blew them away. They trifled. I call that a trifle. I'll let you know what.
He just called Iran trifling, bro. He just called Iran trifling, bro. Like, they trifled today. That mean you do what. If you trifled, that mean you're a trifling motherfucker, man. Trump is wild, bro. Like, what the hell is going on?
When there's no ceasefire, you won't have to know. If there's no ceasefire, you're not going to have to know. You're just going to have to look at one big glow coming out of Iran. And they better sign their agreement fast.
What did I say, chat? Didn't I tell y'all? Sundays. Oh, we're gonna get a deal. We're gonna get a deal. Monday, we're not sure if we're gonna get a deal. Monday night, Tuesday. Oh, we're this close to a deal. We have a deal going. Thursday, Friday, deal collapses. Friday, Saturday, Trump's threatening to end Iran. Rinse and repeat. Start the cycle over again. Sunday, they're back close to it. This is the 7th week in a row. I go back to the live. Y'all can't even watch the live yesterday. But go to the live day before yesterday. And I said it exactly like that. I called it, Chad. I called it. I said Thursday, Friday, the peace deals will break down. By Friday, Saturday, he's going to be threatening to blow them up. Sunday, they'll be back close to a deal. It's crazy.
No, it's going. The talks are going very well, but they have to understand if it doesn't get signed, they're going to have a lot of pain. They're going to have a lot of pain.
Once I seen today that they said oil prices had broke below $100 again, I said, oh yeah. It's about to get cracking. Next thing you know, what happens? What happened? They're talking about strikes on U.S. vessels and retaliatory strikes, the UAE getting involved, and now Trump's threatening to just said it's nothing going to be but a bright glow orange in Iran. This shit is like a damn Netflix series at this point.
They want to sign it. I will tell you. They want to sign it a lot more than I do. I think that's what you want to hear, fellas, right? What you want to hear, a different tone. That's the only thing they understand. They don't understand it. We had 3 world-class destroyers go through the strait today. Any other country, under the circumstances, wouldn't have shot missiles at it and drones at it and these stupid boats that came at it. They got blown away in about 2 minutes. Their tanker got blown. You know what we did with the tanker? We didn't want to create an environment, so we shot out the rudder, and the tanker's going around, spinning around in circles. They should not have done that today. We thought they might. We didn't know, but we were prepared. They shot missiles. Every missile was knocked down. Every drone was knocked down, and the people that shot it are no longer with us.
Mr. President, has Iran officially responded to the one-page offer?
Well, it's more than a one-page offer. It's an offer that basically said they will not have nuclear weapons. They're going to hand us the nuclear dust and many other things that we want. Yeah, they agree. But when they agree, it doesn't mean much because the next day they forgot they agreed. And, you know, we're dealing with different sets of leaders. When you talk about regime change, you know, they keep talking about regime change. Well, we got rid of the first regime. We got rid of the second regime. We got rid of most of the third regime. And then they say, oh, is that regime change? I think it's the ultimate regime change.
How close would you say that you are to a deal right now with Iran?
Could happen any day. Could, and it might not happen, but it could happen any day. I believe they want the deal more than I do.
Are you aware of the FBI raid on Virginia State?
I believe they want the deal more than I do. What the fuck does that mean, Chad? What does that mean, Chad? How do y'all take that? I believe that they want the deal more than I do.
State Senator Louise Lucas's house yesterday. Virginia State Senator Louise Lucas, she's a Democrat.
I'm not aware of it.
It was yesterday, not aware of it.
No.
Mr. President, is your trip with China still going ahead?
Yeah,
Which companies you're in?
And when I say what does that mean, I mean what does that mean to Americans?
I have a very good relationship with President Xi. We've had a great economic time. China's been great for us economically, but not for other presidents. But we've done very well with China. We're going to have a meeting with President Xi. It's going to be, I think, quite amazing. He's been a friend of mine. I've gotten along with him very well over the years. We have had no problem, and we've had no problem with China and Iran. You know, everybody said, "Oh, China, China." We've had no problem with China and Iran.
Have you spoken to Secretary Rubio since his meeting with Pope Leo, and did you ask him to pass on a message?
I spoke to him. I just said, tell the Pope very nicely, very respectfully, that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. So when he comes to their defense, also tell the Pope that Iran killed 42,000 innocent protesters who didn't have guns, who didn't have weapons. Tell that to the Pope.
Mr. President, there's a Christian pastor in China that's been imprisoned since October. I know that members of your administration have pushed to highlight the protection of Christians.
What's his name?
His name's Ezra Jin. Are you going to press President Xi on his
I've
release?
heard about it, but I will certainly look into it. Yeah, I'll look at it. I'll bring it up. Yeah.
The Court of International Trade.
I've gotten a lot of people out. You know, I've gotten a lot of people out of different countries, including China. People that were hostages or held. So we'll take a look at that, including Pastor Brunson, as you know, from, in that case, it was Turkey. So we've done a lot of that. I do a lot. And I don't pay $6 billion to get somebody out like Biden used to do and Obama. They give $6 billion to get some person out.
What's your reaction, sir, to the Court of International Trade's ruling against your 10% across the board tariffs?
Well, we were surprised. We had one very positive vote. We had two radical left judges that voted against it. So nothing surprises me with the courts. Nothing surprises me. So we always do it a different way. We get one ruling and we do it a different way. We're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars from tariffs, and we're taking it away from countries, frankly, that have ripped us off for years, and now they're not ripping us off anymore.
Why was that suspended? Administration official talking about this.
Crazy.
Really wonderful leadership at place. As you know, Pakistan has been fantastic, and their leaders have been fantastic. The field marshal.
What's up, Ivan?
And they asked us not to do it. We'll go back to it if we have to. They asked us not to do it during the negotiation.
Are you considering maybe going back to that now that gas prices are with all
It could, well, no, gas prices have come down today. Have you looked? They've come down very substantially today. The gas prices, you know what's happened today? Gas prices are way down, and the stock market is way up today. So gas prices have come down, and I saw today that they broke negatively. In other words, to our positive position, they broke our way very substantially. And when the war is over, gas will fall down at levels that you've never seen before. You'll be down to where you were, maybe even lower. We had it down to, I was in Iowa, and we were at 85, or about 85. What did you say? Yeah, we broke it. Yeah, we broke it. We had numbers that nobody's seen in a long time. So you had $2 a gallon. We were down, I think you were $1.85, $1.90 in Iowa and a lot of other places. Outside of California, where California charges such a high tax on the gasoline, when you take that tax off, but California has a tremendous, I don't know if anybody knows, California was the third largest area for oil, and you were telling me, and Chris was telling me before, we're talking about California oil. California is like an oil, it's rich with oil. But stupidly, 15, 16, 17 years ago, people stopped drilling. It was third to Texas and another state, probably Oklahoma. But when this is over, I think you're going to see oil prices drop down to the levels where they were and maybe lower. There's a lot of oil out there. And the stock market hit a new high. Nobody thought that was possible. Stock market today, for the 59th time since I'm president, hit a new high. And people that have 401ks, you guys have 401ks? You got to like me. Does everybody have a 401k? Because you got to like Trump if you do. Your 401ks, right? Your 401ks are through the roof. All right, one or two more. I want to look at the surface because I like the surface better than I like.
You endorse either John Cornyn or Ken Paxton?
I'll make a decision. Yeah, I'll make a decision.
When will you make your decision?
Maybe relatively soon.
Would you consider
I like them
on
both.
oil exports?
I like them both.
Sir,
Yeah.
would you consider export curbs on oil or jet fuel if supplies get tight?
I don't need them. We don't need them. And we have tremendous amounts of oil. We are not suffering oil. And again, ships are coming all the way where they used to go to Hormuz. They're coming all the way up. And we have hundreds of ships coming up to Texas, coming up to Louisiana, and coming to Alaska, filling up, and they're going back and making a lot of money.
On another project, you have repeatedly said that taxpayers would not pay for the ballroom at the White House. Why should taxpayers
Here we go.
now be on the hook for $1 billion?
Well, they're not, because that's for many other projects. That's for projects having to do with safety in a certain section of the White House grounds. That's not all for the ballroom. And we're putting up $400 million to do the ballroom section.
Puzzles, what it do, my boy? I hope you doing good, Puzzles. I hope you doing good, Puzzles. I ain't seen from you, I ain't heard from you, man. Welcome in, Puzzles, man. Much love to my boy Puzzles, man.
Of the ballroom. We are putting that up privately. I am doing it along with other patriots that love our country. But they want to do certain things militarily with respect to the ballroom, having nothing to do with us or having to do with the safety of the president. So having to do with a lot of things. But we are going to have a safe ballroom. It's under construction. It's ahead of schedule. It's right on budget. It would be $300 to $400 million that we're putting up, and a lot of that money will be going to safety also. But the House approved, or the Senate approved, I guess, or they're looking at approving. I don't know if it got approved yet, but they're talking about putting up a certain amount of money having to do with security at the White House and the East Wing. Yeah.
Will you commit to publicly releasing the amount of money that the private donors have
Well, I
given
have
to
no
the ballroom?
problem with it. You're not supposed to, because it's done under a way where you don't have to do that. But I have no problem. They're unbelievable people. These are great patriots. They're putting up, it's the only place in the world you can give a $400 million ballroom. You put up the money, and they're unhappy with it. They think the taxpayers should pay for it. So this will be the most beautiful ballroom anywhere in the world, and it'll be the safest ballroom by far anywhere in the world, and you won't have a fiasco like you did Saturday night 2 weeks ago.
Are you expecting to have the Atari jet by July 4th?
By July 4th, yeah, we think we're going to have it. Yeah, we do think we're going to have it. Thank you very much for the question.
Thank you. Thank you, Press.
very
Thank
much.
you, Press. Thank you, Press.
All right, chat. That's the end of that, man. We to the part of the show where I just read the chat, man. Hang out with y'all for a minute. It's been a good episode. It's been a fun episode, chat. Last night we stayed on like 6 hours. So tonight we're not going to stay on that damn long. But I am going to hang out for a minute. You said gas prices in PA $4.69. It was like 409 where I was at today. Like $4.10, $4 some places, $4.09 some places. But yeah. Then I think diesel was like that price. Diesel was like probably like $4.60. Yeah, because I had checked the diesel price out. It was like $4.60. Bruh. I can't roll my paper. paper anymore. Crazy. You said that I talk about the hantavirus. Yeah, I opened up the live. That's what we talked about when we first came on. We talked about the hantavirus. We talked about that Twitter account posting about it in 2022. We spoke about the entire timeline. We spoke about Gen Z wanting to return to pandemic vibes. I spoke about how they should have left her on. They should have left them on the ship, and just flew the doctors in. They should have left them on the ship, flew the doctors in, and made this shit like a floating ICU quarantine, floating ICU quarantine. But now they saying that two people exposed to it are in Texas, a person exposed to it in Georgia, one in Virginia, one in Arizona, and one in California. That's just in the United States that we know of. Those potential states could be people in those potential states could be affected. You said quit smoking cigs. I haven't smoked a cigarette in a long time, dude. I probably haven't smoked a cigarette in like 6 years. I smoke cigars. I haven't smoked a cigarette though in like 6 years, 7 years. Grow some tobacco, man. I ain't growing nothing that's like that, Lee. I ain't finna grow nothing and put it in no peace pipe. Mm-mm. What else do we got coming up, chat? Oh, chat. So as y'all know, I got many businesses, we trying to get all the way rolling. I'm not gonna say get off the ground because most of them are off the ground, but we trying to get them rolling. So, um, y'all know that I play the intro music. I would manage Baby Goat, but I got another artist that I'm managing now, and I'm really excited. This is my partner. Like I like this my partner. Um, but we always kind of did music together. Now I'm gonna manage him. I directed his video. When was that? Not yesterday, but the day before. I executive directed his video. It's gonna come out really good. I got the rollout for him already set up. We're gonna do like a 30-day media blitz. Then I'm gonna do a 30-day media blitz over here for this channel. But we're gonna put in the groundwork. I'm really excited about it though. Got 2 videos shot yesterday. We need 2 more videos shot. We're gonna make this shit happen. Jason, I already tried to cast a vote, man. I ain't finna be going over there every day. I'm just gonna be honest with you, Jason. I ain't finna be voting on that thing because it's not easy to do. Like the website, when I go to it on my website, it's not easy to do that shit, Jason. They need to make that shit user friendly to vote, man. I need to be able to just pull up the web page and click vote. I shouldn't have to do all that extra shit, man. I'm in Arkansas right now. Between Arkansas and Texas. Puzzles comes through to support the channel via super chat and says, I just want to say I'm proud of you, plug. Love your growth. Thank you, Puzzles, man. day one right there, man. Puzzles. You know you can call me, man. Just chop it up with me sometimes. I know you're busy. I know you're on dad time and you know living your life and trying to accomplish all your goals, man. But you know my phone number always open for you, man. My Discord line always open, man. You can always call and just chop it with me. Who ignored the super chat? I just talked about the super chat. Yeah, I just responded to puzzles. Thanks, puzzle. Good night, Quinn. Good night, LD. But yeah, I'm really excited, Chad. I got a whole 30-day media blitz. I might up it to like I want to do a 60-day media blitz, but we need to do the 30-day one with my artist first. Week one we're gonna drop a music video on his channel. Week two we're gonna drop the project and a music video. Week three we'll drop another video. Week four we'll drop another video. But all the videos are gonna be songs off of the project. We're gonna do like a mini media tour around the state. Vlog it. I set a realistic goal for him too because like the top rapper list for the state has just came out like last week, 2 weeks ago. He hasn't been around in a while, but I told him like the next list that comes out like probably in like 6 months. I told him we gotta be top 5. It's like that's my goal as my manager. I'm trying to get him top 5 in the state within like the next 6 months. And the only way I can do that, like being consistent, isn't gonna be enough in a 6 month time. Like the little small wins chipping away, it has to be a blitz. It has to happen fast. It has to be highly visible across the local social medias. And I think I got them. This isn't my first album rollout that I've worked on. That's kind of what I did for work back like 2017, 2018, work on album releases. But this is the first one that I pretty much don't have a budget. When I say don't have a budget, I don't mean like we got unlimited money. I mean like we ain't got no budget. Like I'm doing this shit off of know-how and willpower. And this is the first one where I have full marketing control. I'm excited. I'm ready to see. I also executive directed my first music video too. So I'm excited to see how that comes out. hmm You said you gotta find the AAA batteries for your remote. Yeah, you should always download the little phone remote. So that way when something goes on with your regular remote, you got the backup already, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what we're gonna do, chat. We're gonna do this rollout, man. Also, yeah, I got some shit going. I got some shit going, chat. But yeah, we finna get up out of here, man. No, Jason, when you click on the web link, all that pops up is a picture of you looking crazy as hell And then you gotta navigate the whole website. Then when it's gonna say click, it's gonna be like vote, or you can donate to vote. And I'm like, what the hell, Jason, talking about donate? Then I seen where it said you get the free vote, but it's like by the time I get ready to vote, Jason, I'm like, damn, 3-4 minutes on the website. They gotta get that shit together. They need to make it to where you just come on the page and it says vote for Jason. You click it like that. They make you do a lot of that shit. Good night, Dwayne. Gray Tone says you sound so stoned. Did you sound like you're way out of it? Ha 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 ha. Just stoned. I've been up since fucking like 7 o'clock yesterday morning. I worked 2 jobs, man. What are you talking about? I work 2 jobs. Take care of shit, man. Gray Tone says, okay, I'm leaving. This is boring. Get the fuck out before we make you the entertainment, Gray Tone. Get the fuck out. Did nobody call you over here, Gray Tone? I don't know why people think that, like, when they come in here, we're just blessed with their presence. Gray Tone, nobody fucking knows you, bro. Nobody knows you. Nobody cares to know you. You're probably not even our type of guy, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here, Gray Tone. Man. Papa Trice says, yes, you blessed to be in my presence. Who? Papa Tripe, I don't know you and don't want you around me either. If you think I'm blessed to be in your presence, get the fuck away from me. I don't want you around me. What? That be the thing, chat. Like y'all, a lot of y'all don't understand. Like I'm really not friendly. Like I'm really not friendly, bro. Like I fuck with the people I fuck with, and people that come through the chat. But the people that think that I'm just no, I could care less if you come back or not, bro. I'm smoking a cigar. This is a cigar, a black and mild. The reason I cover it up like this is so the algorithm doesn't suppress me for smoking. It's the only reason I cover it up. I just told you why. You got because YouTube has AIs in here. Every social media platform has the AI bots in here watching. So like if you wave a firearm, they'll immediately terminate your stream. If you're smoking or doing something 18 and up, they'll immediately suppress your stream. It's not just people reporting anymore. People don't have to go report you anymore. They got the AI in here. Nah, Papa Trife, you just came in here talking about you. We blessed to be in your presence, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Matter of fact, Papa Trife, where are you from? Let's do this shit the right way, Papa Trife. Where are you from and how old are you? Since we blessed to be in your presence. I'm thinking it. I don't know, Lala. We talking about where Papa Try from. We trying to figure out where he said we blessed to be in his presence, man. And all of this shit. I'm just trying to see where he from and why he feels so entitled. Like we won't lock the door and act like ain't nobody home next time we throw a shindig. We'll do you like that. We'll lock the door and act like ain't nobody here. Just keep partying. Act like we don't even hear the damn door. And Papa ass out there ringing the doorbell, looking in the ring camera, peeking through the blinds and shit. Are you telling us about Iran? Nah, you gotta go back on the live stream to see that. We talked about all of that. Right now is the part of the show to where I just read the chat and y'all talk and I talk back. That's the part of the show. We about ready to wrap this shit up. I just fired up my joint. So after I get done hitting this joint a few times, I'm finna get ready to lay back, look around, rub my feet together and shit, twiddle my toes, man. Looking around. Good night, real. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central Time. Yeah, this is the best part of the show, Dennis. Hanging out, dressing a couple trolls, reflecting. I'm not making nothing. You know this ain't Mexico, right? You can't just be making all kind of presses and shit, man. This ain't Mexico, Ivan. Man. I think Papa Trife might be from somewhere else. The simulation theory, like this is a simulation. I think about that all the time. It's a creator that I watch chat. Kind of like I'm a streamer, but I'm also like a fan of other creators. And it's this streamer named Hello Yasin, and I watch Hello Yasin a lot. I comment on his channel a lot too. But he gives like opinions, thoughts and opinions on streamers and the music industry. But I was dropped a comment on his channel the other day like nowadays in 2026 the content is fabricated, the controversy is fabricated, the videos are fabricated, the storylines are fabricated, the viewers are fabricated, the comments are fabricated. It's like at this point, am I even real? It's like people that sit there, they'll think of us, they'll use AI, think of a skit, use the skit, use AI to edit it, bot the content, bot the comments. The whole ecosystem is just fake. The whole ecosystem is just fake. It's crazy. Lala, when I say am I even real, I mean like Not me personally. I mean, like everything. Like, I don't know. Is this just code? Are we inside of a system? Is this base reality? If it's not base reality, is it inside of a system? Is this superposition ones and zeros acting as if this is actual physical reality? And then I think about just a lot of different shit, bro. When it comes to philosophy, theology, what could be, what is. Because the further we get into quantum computing, AI, and robotics, the reason I question, like, sometimes is this like actual base reality is because we're almost to the point to where we can fabricate this. Like AI is to the point to where you can't distinguish reality from fiction. Video games are getting to the point to where you can't establish reality from fiction, and we're not even that far in, bro. Like people was playing Pong not too long ago and shit. Now we have full 3D VR interactive worlds. Like the first person, like they already got essay and grape and shit happening in virtual reality. People getting charged. And this is just the beginning. Eventually, people had a little implant in their head, or the Neuralink 6G chip, and they'll see everything like, you know how when you go on to, some people have played with the meta glasses or the Oculus or whatever, but you know how when you go into one of these virtual worlds, or like how when you go, let's say you on Amazon chat and you finna buy a piece of furniture or something, and they populate that visual, like that they let you open your camera and show your room, and then they'll put the little piece of furniture how it will look in your room. That's what life is gonna be like. Like everybody will go into one space. They've already conditioned us for it. Like Chad, think about the silent parties. Like the parties where everybody's in there with just the damn headphones on and nobody's really, everybody's just vibing out, listening to the same song type shit. They've already conditioned us for it. Like picture walking into your friend's house, right? Your friend got the trap house. It's the trap. Couches, ran through, probably worn out, about to break, paint chipping off of the damn cabinets and shit like that, right? But everybody has this chip or these VR glasses, so it looks like shit. You in a fucking penthouse. Nobody can tell the difference. Soon as they step into your crib, the setting automatically flips to where y'all in like a different space. All the couches black, it's leather, it's the football game, y'all finna watch the game. Boom. Next time they come over, you switch the setting. Now y'all in a 1970s retro looking place. Boom, they switch the setting again. Now you in a penthouse, top floor, big whatever, fake windows, creating a fake view and shit. I don't know, Chad. Like, this shit is getting deep. That's just how my mind works. Crazy. The poll, you said the poll is killing you. The poll is that they're reporting that Gen Z misses the pandemic era. They miss being isolated. They miss being able to stay at home. They miss getting unemployment. They miss the PPP times where everyone had money. They miss they say the world is so divisive, and during that time, the world had a reason to come together, even in the midst of social distancing. That's what I mean by the poll question. People say they missed their time. Y'all got to think, before the pandemic, DoorDash wasn't a thing. Before the pandemic, all of this remote work from home wasn't a thing. Before the pandemic, shit, headphones, laptops, and all of this shit, just learning from the school, from home wasn't a thing. Now, ever since the pandemic, every time you turn around, the teacher's trying to let the kids out of school. Hell, they show up 3 days in a row, they get a day out of school. It's like the pandemic changed. Man, go to God. We just gonna get you up out of here. How about that? And, y'all be getting on my nerves, pulling on my Johnson, bro. Getting on my nerves. I'm not gonna lie. You just had to get them on up out of here. I can deal with jail. I'm used to jail, bro. Like, we just look past jail. But new people trying to do the shit Jeb do, we don't even argue with them. We just get them up out of here. Jeb put in enough work to come in talking his little shit and whatever he's gonna say about me smoking or whatever. But new motherfuckers, we just gonna get you out of here. Jeb thought he had me, whoever that was, go to God, thought they had a friend because Jeb was talking. No. Jeb been coming over here for a long time. Jeb earned his reason to talk shit. Don't nobody know you. Nobody knows you. All right, chat. We finna get up out of here, man. It's on 2:12. Yeah, I'm gonna get some sleep, man. Try to wake up early tomorrow, get some things accomplished. I want to appreciate everybody for pulling up on me, chat. We didn't hit 300 likes, but that's okay. We'll try it again tomorrow. Jody, you changed your username. What did it used to be? Um, yeah, double tap that screen, chat. Share the live out, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Good night, chat.